You're healed.
Take.
Yeah,
Instead of your stat.
that would be a feat instead of a. Yeah, you wouldn't get a stat.
And that's the thing. It's like, oh, I was gonna raise my Constitution and Dexterity to give me +1 and +4, but
that's way more worth it.
I think
+1
so.
and +4 to Dexterity because my damage will go up and I actually get gain 5
Your
hit points.
AC will go up.
Yeah.
You're sneaking.
Yeah, I mean, I already have a +7 to sneak. Yeah, I get it. Well, I'm just looking at these sneaks.
So you haven't decided to do that yet, but you're just still considering it?
Yeah, because I didn't know there was a healer feat. I'm like, what?
Should we be doing the leveling up thinging right now?
You pretty much almost can. There aren't very many threats left in here.
Ooh, sharpshooter.
I mean, I only have 3 hit points left, so like any.
I got a bunch of hit points, and I think an action surge is still left. So I need to go fight whatever's left.
I think we expended some of those resources, Nick.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, shoot, I've totally forgot to like email you or ask if you could watch the end of the stream. If you go to your character sheet in D&D Beyond, you'll find that you've used up some more resources.
Okay.
We played you by committee, but you saved the day. So
yeah, there was actually quite a lot left. I can't remember exactly when you left. Was it just as you were going into the other room?
Pretty much. We had seen that person tied up.
Yeah.
We saw
you pulled a deal and jumped down. Oh no.
Oof. Okay, I'm down to 7 HP.
Yeah. But you haven't used your second wind. You can use that if you think you need to. And you only have 1 superiority die left.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the second wind I think I actually had used. It just wasn't checked off on my character sheet. I used it.
Okay.
I used it before we fought. What's her name?
Yeah. It turns out there was like 4 kobolds that were stocked with like glue and fire bombs, and they were hurling them up at you, and that kind of lured, Diabroth down because there was like some captives that are down there like chained up to the gate, and then some hidden of those dragon-like, but like walking on 4 leg, without wings, like drakes, I guess, came out and caused a bit of an issue.
They're basically like Komodo dragons. That's what I think.
Yeah, they're kind of like that.
Yeah, they screwed me over.
Yeah.
I'm currently unconscious. And I'm currently at 1 hit point, so I think we're going to need to take a short rest here, guys.
Yeah, I'm at 3 hit points.
So shall we agree to do that? If so, I'll do a song of rest, and everybody roll an extra d6 along with their hit dice.
Well, I think we need to address like talking to these people first.
Oh, sure.
They might. I mean, they might have some information. Or I don't know what you want to ask them. They're.
And I guess there's true that we did hear that odd voice in there. So I guess the first thing we want to ask them is, what is that?
Okay. I'll first mention that Jay and Imelda, you vaguely recognize these people. They're 2 out of the 5 captives that you tried to free right before you got caught in the raider camp, and they're from Greenest.
All right. What were the odds?
Yeah. They say it's not over yet. There's a monster over in that corner.
We're in no shape to handle it right now. So let's like free you from your bonds, and then all of us can go to the other room where it's a little bit safer and rest there, and you can tell us about it. Okay?
So there's a monster just hanging out in the corner?
It's so what you can see is there's like a big stalactite, kind of like I can't zoom in very well. Kind of like this one next to Zeal. I mean, it's about as big as a person, I guess.
Are you
broadcasting?
Yeah,
I am not. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, I'm not broadcasting. Let me do that. There you go. So there's a stalactite in the corner. They're like, it looks like just another rock, but it's got a massive mouth that it can open up and eat a whole person whole, and it talks. It complains about being hungry. The cultists, they threw, they name a person. They threw him to them when it was starting to get antsy. It's got these little tendrils that'll come out. I don't know. It looks like it's hungry again though.
We're not going near that thing. Let's get you out of these chains and get out of here.
Agreed.
It's probably slow to move, so we can outrun it.
Somebody carry me.
Yeah, we've got to do a little medevac, maybe into the other room.
Okay. Well, perhaps you don't have a key, I guess, for their.
I have a key.
They have manacles. Oh yeah, where'd you get a key from? Is that the key from
the key
on
from
the other side?
first gate.
Okay. That key doesn't work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Zeal already unlocked it.
I already unlocked
Yeah,
it.
yeah, unlocked it.
Yeah, the gate is unlocked, but they have manacles like locked.
Oh,
Okay.
maybe
You
you
want me
can
to
pick
hold
those.
on?
Well, Zeal, your lock-picking skills are needed again, I guess.
Let me get my dice. I didn't even have them out. All right, cool. But you only roll one for each.
Yeah. Well,
I have proficiency with thieves' tools, but I don't actually have any thieves' tools.
We gotta get
I don't know if I can help you in any way.
Okay, so the first one was a 14,
okay. That's good enough. They're not
and the second one was a 26. So.
okay. That one you do even quicker. That one takes you like only 3 seconds, not 6.
Oh, geez.
Jay wishes he could be that fast.
Sure do.
Tools come out.
Okay. Yeah, you free them. They run out with you. Where do you guys want to hole up for a bit?
Well, we're still carrying the unconscious paladin.
Yes.
I suggest we go somewhere that if we hear that creature coming, like it'll have to.
I think it's stationary, but yeah.
Why don't we go to the top of the top of the stairs above the mural room? I'm not confident that there might not be some extra gas in the trap or something, you know, or maybe or then they could recharge. So to be absolutely safe, let's just go to the beginning of the room above that. Is that okay?
Like in the hallway. The narrow hallway.
I was thinking at the top of the hallway, like at the entrance of the hallway above it.
But can I? I want to go to the other side, like of this hall. This room, because there's another hallway going to somewhere else.
I don't want to
Yeah,
go
I know.
where we haven't been before.
Yeah, we're just trying to find a place to rest here.
I know I can sneak there. You guys can all go back.
Okay. So you're suggesting just kind of like here, roughly?
I'm suggesting at the top of those stairs.
He's saying go back to the other room.
In there somewhere?
At the top of the stairs, so not in that narrow hallway, but at the entrance to that.
I think he's talking about where those cobalt blankets are.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all the way over here. Yeah, you've rested here before.
Right.
There's so many good feats. I don't know.
Okay, so assuming we're able to take a short rest here, I'll do a song of rest so everyone can roll an extra in addition to their hit. Okay.
Okay.
So we get.
Is there anything you want to ask the Greenest survivors about during that time period?
I suppose I've got to be singing, but somebody else should do the talking then.
How long is our short rest?
Good townsfolk. What an ordeal you must have been through. I'm sorry we weren't able to find you any sooner.
It feels like we've been down here for days, but I'm sure it's only been like a day that we've been in this cave. So much has happened. The raiders, they packed up and left this morning.
You know what happened to
Or I
the
guess it would've
other
been yesterday morning.
townsfolk that were with you?
Well, they mentioned one that that was killed and fed to the creature, but they get like a grim expression, and they say, the only reason we were chained up there and left to die was that they were trying to convince us to join them, and I'm ashamed to say 2 of our own did. But they didn't really give us any option. It was fight with them or die.
Yeah. So those who joined them might not be the most loyal soldiers in that case.
Well, he gives you their names. He mentions that it was not an old man. I guess he was maybe in his 40s, 50s, who hadn't been part of the town for that long, a few years. They heard he used to be like a mercenary, and but he settled down to care for his daughter, and the 2 of them, well, when they heard they had some combat experience, and gave them the choice to like fight with them or die, I guess they chose that over death. But I don't know.
Forgivable in my eyes. I understand what one must do to survive.
We saw those eggs. They said they would be hatching any day. We were to be their first meal.
Well, after we've caught our breath here, we'll go down and take care of those things.
Yeah, I think those eggs need to be shattered.
Aw, I want a pet. Well.
Yeah, they say the sooner the better. Like, I swear I could hear them stirring. But I might just be crazy.
That means they won't make a good omelet.
Alright. So I heal.
Do you think Diabroth would be healed by your Song of Rest, or no? Do you have to actually be able to expend hit dice to get the effect?
Yeah, you need to be able to expend hit dice,
I
and
have hit
Depends
dice.
if he has any.
I have hit dice.
You
you
do?
probably have 1 hit die.
I had 2.
Oh wow.
I don't mind taking some
Well,
time
no,
to search.
because this is because.
Well, okay, but it's so the text says if you or any friendly creatures who can hear your performance. So if he's still unconscious, then I guess not.
But I still gained a hit die because we took that long rest and I still had a hit die, right? So
Yeah, I guess it's a good question if you should be allowed to expend hit dice while unconscious during a short rest.
Ooh.
I mean, I think you do. I just don't know if he gets the bonus.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the question. Do you add your con to that roll too?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, for
Oh
every.
my God, that's so good.
So,
For
so
every
it'll be your
die.
hit dice plus your con for everyone plus a d6.
Yeah, I got a 10 on my d12 and a 5 on my d6, so I'm only expending 1 hit die. Because that's
Okay,
So,
so it's
16.
so the
back up
question
to
is,
full.
Nice.
so it says a stable creature that isn't healed regains 1 hit point after 1d4 hours. So do we have any method to take the stable Diabroth who is at 0 to 1 hit point? I'm
You
afraid
said
to say I'm out.
you have to be conscious to get to spend your hit dice too.
Well, I'm looking at stabilizing a creature on 197 to 8, and I suspect that it would mention it if
I don't think you need to be conscious to spend a hit die. But let me read what the player's handbook says about hit die. And rest.
No, 7. You have to have a long rest to level up, right?
yeah.
Okay. So I have to just remember my character sheet is leveled up, but I need to remember that I'm not that high HP yet. So gained 4 1. Okay, I'm at 14.
There we go. It'd be under
I mean, it's not.
This is really your call, Mike. The rules aren't particularly clear about it.
I'd say it's fine. You can expend them.
Okay.
All right.
I think if we can do some better treatment with the time we have, we should get them up to 1 hit point.
Yeah, or maybe if you guys are using like a medicine check on him during the time, and I think it's reasonable.
Yeah.
Okie doke.
I shove some food down his throat.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
All right, so you're back up. Where to next? Are you
sorry, my wife just picked zucchini from the garden, and one of them's the size of my whole forearm.
Whoa.
Like my shoulder down to my wrist. It's crazy.
Whoa.
Well, anyway, yeah, sorry guys, I got very distracted there. Yeah,
Yeah. I don't need to know what we're gonna do with that zucchini.
well, we're making bread, Sean. So there you go.
Sure, bread. All right.
Okay. So you're healed up.
Back to the
Are you heading back to the egg room then, or do you want to check out the other rooms that we're exploring?
I was like, I can go check out the other room. I'll let's say leave Jay behind me, and then the rest go check the egg room. So in case I get in trouble, Jay's there to help.
Why do you want to split the party?
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Because I want to get this area.
After we take care of the eggs, we can all go.
Yeah, let's take care of the eggs first.
I agree. We should all go together.
Efficiency, people, efficiency.
Survival.
Okay.
Oh wow, we went up on top of the wall. Nice.
Yeah. All right, you get back to the egg room, and you see that this strange creature is now in the center of the room, and it's got tiny little tendrils that are going around and like feeling things, and it's got like one big eye that's open, and it calls out to you, and it says food, and the prisoners are like, ah, and
we got some sustenance for you right here.
Yeah.
I pull out my bow and take a shot.
Yeah, let's take some shots at this thing. Let's remember our lesson from last time too. Use the terrain to our advantage.
You guys could roll. I don't know. I wish the knowledges don't match up as good as they used to for different types of monsters.
Well,
I don't care what it is. I'm just ready to kill it.
do you want Arcana?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
So that's a
I got a 9.
that's a 17.
I got a 1-5.
Okay. So this thing is. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's not medium size. It actually is large size.
Oh.
Probably really fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
If you get close to it.
So this is a terrifying monster that you've only heard stories about. It's a roper. It is kind of out of your league. Has these nasty tendrils. It can pull people in, and its bite is extremely vicious. And they're not really known to be. I mean, they're intelligent, but they're not really known to like speak much. It's strange that this thing is asking for food. Maybe it's been somewhat domesticated.
Eat the eggs. I'm gonna yell to it. Eat the eggs. Eat the eggs.
The cobalt bodies.
The piercers like have like maybe a light bulb in their head. They're like cultists. They said they had been feeding it some like kind of spoiled meat they had somewhere, but they were running low and rationing it. They just wanted to keep this thing sated long enough and for the eggs to hatch.
So that
I want to shoot the eggs.
Yeah, I want to take a
I'm
shot
not
at
even
an
gonna bother
egg.
with that thing.
Yeah, maybe it'll eat the eggs for us if we
Yeah.
crack them.
That's
Let's
my
crack
plan.
some eggs.
Crack the eggs and have it eat what's inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
make
change
an
of plan.
attack.
We'll shoot those instead.
Sure. You guys just shoot bow shots at the eggs?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll take a Eldritch Blast at one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, that only targets creatures, not objects.
What? Does it really?
Creature inside
I'm afraid
the egg.
so.
Oh, egg is a creature, right?
What are those purple?
There's a creature in there. Does it actually say
Or
you
is it-
can't
or-
target objects with a Eldritch Blast?
It says creature, yeah.
Wow. Let me read about the eggs.
I guess it depends. I mean, does life begin?
Yeah, if you're shooting a rock, it's not going to be much safer. I would think eggs are.
I would think so too.
I suppose I have a crossbow. I can shoot that.
It's not hard at all. Yes, you see these two eggs. You guys can easily shoot them from where you are, and I'm fine with an Eldritch Blast, honestly, hitting them, and they crack open pretty easily, and you can like a black dragon, like baby dragon, pops out of each of them and like weakly cries and is kind of like, trying to move around, but it doesn't look like it was quite ready to be born yet. Well, anyway, yeah, the creature goes over and starts throws some tendrils on it and pulls it in and gobbles it up.
How fast is it?
Oh, that's horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I shoot the other egg.
Yeah, it gobbles it up pretty quickly. We're talking like 5 seconds, and then it
Wow.
when you shoot the other one, it starts like going over that way.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Oh, those are eel hounds. Okay, never mind, or whatever.
So go down there and lock the
Your stream, I thought
cage.
they were just.
Oh, those aren't eggs. Oh, I thought they were eggs because of the angle.
Yeah. So did I.
All right, cool. So it was 2 eggs and the roper. Okay, so I think we're done here, right, guys?
What's on this point? Is there any way for me to?
In this room, at least.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
get out of this room.
you weren't able to give like a thorough search of the room, but it doesn't seem like that's very easy or safe to do at this point.
I mean, I have 60 feet of dark vision. Is there anything that looks like anything useful over here, or anything I need to know?
Well, you can make a perception check.
Okay. What's my plus? Hold on, let me get my plus.
I mean,
Perception. 17.
what is that wind?
Is this better?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm next to a fan. I'll change its angle.
Yeah, all I see is a big rectangle.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, that's because it is a dark corner that you can't see into very well from where you're standing.
Okay, I'm gonna take this torch and throw it over there.
Okay. I don't know if it's literally lit anymore. Dybroth had it actually in his hands, was the intention.
That was an hour ago.
Yeah.
I could light another torch.
Yeah, we got extras.
Probably would have gotten left on the
Yeah,
ground over here where he fell.
Oh, I thought he dropped it to pull out his great axe, or whatever, great sword.
No, I
It
was
doesn't matter.
using
It doesn't matter.
Just light your own torch.
Yeah, I mean it looks like you don't have a good angle on it, really. It looks like the cave wraps around a little bit more, but you can't see.
Looks like you gotta go down there and investigate.
No. Hey, oh, you're up, Dybroth. Damn it! I was like, we have to make a decision. Like, you can hold a rope, I'll tie it around me, and you can pull me up if I have to.
I'm not that curious. I want to get going. Bring these people home.
What I don't get is like what was going to stop this roper from eating the dragons in the first place?
They were keeping it sated. Like it only gets hungry every so often, and they feed it when it says that it's hungry.
Okay.
Actually, it eventually does go back over to the corner.
Is it saying it wants to go right now?
Yeah, well, if it eventually goes to rest after consuming several 100,000 calories, maybe we can go take maybe Zeal, who wants to, can take a peek over there.
Yeah, and I mean, there's 4 cobalt bodies and 2 dragon thingies, whatever.
Yeah, if you wait for a while, it eventually does go back over to its corner. Sits down.
Hey!
If you want, you could go down there and take a closer look.
I'm gonna use a grappling hook and rope, so I don't have to make acrobatic checks.
You don't want to
come back up.
Yeah, you want to avoid going anywhere near the roper, I'm guessing.
I'm gonna climb down over here.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's not that difficult. Out of combat, you can make it down without a roll.
Be careful down.
You could roll another perception over there if you want.
So I had a 17 last time. I got an 18 this time.
Okay. All right. Sure enough, there is another egg. But it's like it was actually hidden underneath rocks that were almost like the same color as it, and like some other like bedding was kind of like put over it to like obscure it.
Okay, now I'm happy you went down there.
Okay. You guys want me to destroy this one too?
Yeah, break that thing.
Okay. I'm gonna a coup de grace. No, I'm not. I'll just shoot an arrow at it or whatever I have to do to break it.
I mean, yeah, you don't even need an arrow. You can just bash it with anything you have on you.
I don't want it to be like. I don't want it to be like it's hatching today, and all of a sudden now I have a black dragon to fight.
The other ones looked completely helpless when they came out of the eggs.
Okay. Busted, or I busted.
Okay, yeah, it gives a few like pathetic little squeals, and you can either kill it or it looks like it'll just die on its own.
We'll let you steal the XP on the deal.
I'll its throat.
Okay. It's dead.
I want it suffering.
That appears to be everything.
Is there like any is there any usefulness with like dragon scales or whatever?
Probably not when they're this young.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not really hardened, and there isn't a lot to harvest off of them.
Maybe you could just make some cool skin boots or something.
Yeah, you can make a designer purse or something. That's about it.
Ooh, make black leather armor out of them. I mean, it's not gonna give. It just makes me look cool. No pluses.
We've got better things to do than tan this thing's hide.
Yeah.
Let's go check that other room.
And they're not really hard enough.
Yeah.
They wouldn't stand up to like blows in combat. All right. Moving on. You've got these people. How do you want to proceed next? There is.
I want to start speaking.
Well, let's ask them first if they know anything about what was in the other room.
No, they never saw over this path. They came in through here.
All right.
Shall we leave them in this particular room and just keep them away from the traps?
That sounds good.
I don't think we should leave them alone, no.
No, I kind of want to stay with them.
Needs to go.
Well, why don't we just tell them to keep us within like eyesight, but hang back.
I don't want to put them in danger that way either.
Well, if you don't want to leave them.
Yeah, I can stay back and keep an eye on them. If anything comes near us, I'll come towards you guys.
So you want everybody else except Diabroth to go down this path?
Okay, dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have waited that rolling that. Damn it.
All right.
Rolled a 20.
There is a little narrow passageway, and it leads to a ladder.
Hey, let me go up that ladder.
I'll go second.
Sneakily. I'll go sneakily.
It actually goes up about 30 feet.
Oh, hey, no one has any more invisibility spells, do you?
I do.
So it's a big long ladder.
Hold on. Let's see what I got.
You sure you want to use that?
No.
Okay with it.
See what I got.
Yeah, you get spells back on a short rest, you lucky son of a gun.
I know, I get one back every short rest, and I only used one last time. Yeah, I can cast invisibility if you'd like.
Hey.
Hey, Zeal, if we do this new rule, if I don't hear you, in a 1 minute time frame, I'm gonna dispel the spell.
Okay, I'll throw a rock back. If you see a rock come flying over the thing,
That'll do.
don't do it.
All right, it's cast.
Okay, cool.
All right. Zeal, you can move. Why don't you go ahead and just move your token, and you can describe what you see in there.
Okay.
Yeah, but you get 30 feet up, and you guys see as you're gonna move this. There's like a. It's like a rug, but it's like hung up like a tapestry. It's blocking this entrance, and you see like a bit of light. All of you down at the bottom see a bit of light as it looks like he moves something out of the way and then enters a room that's lit.
When I can move my character, but I don't see squat in this room. It's just a room with light. I don't even see the rug, so I have to look at your stream.
You should be able. You can't. What is it? Why don't you? What do you mean you don't see?
In my tabletop, it's just an empty room. So I'm watching yours.
Oh,
not everything
on your stream.
Damn. So it probably didn't load it.
Nothing.
I don't know what's up with that issue. Well, it's fine. There's nothing dangerous anyway, so I'll just show it. This is a. You're guessing this is probably Frulam Mondath's personal room. Yeah, it's very nicely decorated and spacious. You do see chests. Are you gonna go?
I don't know I see chests, but I see chests.
Are you going to go inspect those with that? So she's got a desk with some documents on it. There's like a dresser, your bed.
I'll go into the room.
Are you gonna? How much are you gonna?
I'll do the smart thing. Well, before I go too far, I want to roll perception for any traps.
Okay.
Total.
Nope.
I guess I'm specifying that I'm looking for traps in this entrance area.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you like look.
I'm not.
You're looking. You know, you peek under the rug, make sure there's no like pit traps or anything like that. No, it doesn't look. You don't see anything.
Okay. I'll go farther into the room. I'm going to ignore the chest for now.
Okay. All right. There's a little passageway into another. What looks like it's going to be another room. And there's like this curtain here, but it's currently tied open, so you can see into the next room, which looks like it has.
If this area is safe, I'm just gonna go back. Tell them they can come up to this area, this initial area.
Oh, how kind!
If they want to come up, they can come up.
All right,
good choice.
Great. So you're all up here. There's no people. You can see into the next room. It looks like there's no people in there either. So yeah, like I said, there is the writing desk. With some like scrolls and stuff on it. She's got a couple chests or bed.
Well, I think Milda's better at scrolls and stuff.
I agree, but I think that we should. These people are wily, so I think we should take our time and have Zeal check the whole area for traps before we start doing and investigating and stuff.
Okay, we'll go back over here. Now look for traps in the bedroom, chest room.
Okay.
Yeah, that one was only 11.
Okay. Are you checking the chests themselves?
No, I was checking the room, like in general. Like I don't see any. I don't think you would have traps on your bed, but unless that's what you're into.
No, there's no traps.
Then, do you want me to specify what chest I'm rolling for?
Sure. There's actually,
okay,
there's two chests.
Okay, I'm trying to, I'm looking at 2 3 at once. This one I'm rolling for. That was a horrible roll for 4.
Okay, it's not it doesn't appear to be trapped, and it also is not even locked. There isn't like a lock on it at all.
Okay, and then
In
just
fact,
to be safe,
neither
I'll
of them
roll for that one.
neither of them are locked.
Okay, what's up?
I want to be a nurse.
You want to be a nurse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aw.
So okay, I'll look in the chest. In my mind, I'm assuming they're just clothes.
Okay, you're right. One of them looks like just regular, like day-to-day casual wear clothes, but another one has it's actually another. By the way, I don't think you guys actually like looted all the like bodies from all the dead.
Oh, we didn't.
But one of them has it's like it's
Oh, you're right.
more. It looks like a ceremonial outfit. It's still armor, like it's that black like leather, but it's got a lot more I guess regalia to it, like, and it's specifically a lot of like purple cloth. There's like a purple cape and purple accents to it.
Is there any symbols on that stuff that I recognize? And
No, there's no
my
writing
backstory.
on it. There's no writing, no.
Okay, I'm not writing, just symbols. If I don't recognize any of them, good.
I mean, it generally looks like draconic inspired.
Okay, then it's nothing I need to be concerned about. I'll tell them that too if they want some clothes. Milda, you got some clothes you can go through.
Oh, sorry. There's a key in one of the chests as well.
Oh, I'll take that key.
Okay.
Let them know I found the key.
Okay. Yep. That's all in interest in there. And meanwhile, I don't know. You guys are standing.
I guess if you're sure that there's no traps around this desk, then I'll begin to search it for documents and anything of note.
Okay.
Do you want a investigation check or what?
No, it's not even necessary. It's quite obvious.
Okay.
So the document that's open on the desk is a map of the area, which is called the Greenfields, and marked on the map are the map itself shows like where the villages and towns in the area are, and a lot of them are like X'd off, and it looks like they're Xing off like the ones that they already attacked, and there's also an arrow, like a line that ends in an arrow, from the Greenfields west, and then finally north, heading to the tradeway, which heads north,
Toward Elturel?
No, that is east and then north. No, west and north goes to Berdusk, and then finally on to like Waterdeep and beyond. But the arrow is actually it only goes as far as Berdusk and then continues north. It looks like it's pointing just to the tradeway to the west. There's also another sheet that it looks like it's bookkeeping. There's various numbers. They look like gold value, just straight coin, as well as like other valuables. And then there's like a note that says everything must be freighted north to Naertar, Naerytar.
Naertar, huh?
Resmir allowed us to keep some pearls, a ring, and a handful of small stones. And those items are like lined off on our like bookkeeping tally, and that rings a bell. Those match what you actually found in this chest here.
Yep. Okay.
And the rest of the books and scrolls are less interesting. Mostly bad poetry about dragons.
Well, then I'll take the map. I'll
Okay.
also take the like I'll take the letter about what Nertar wants. The note.
Nertar sounds like a location, actually.
Yeah, but I want to just have that so that I don't need to remember it in the future.
Okay.
I'd like to take the map, the note, and also the account books. I have a project of rolling an investigate check on this later to see if I can get any clues about how they're organized.
Okay. Very good. Meanwhile, Zeal, the next room looks like it is likely the barracks for the cultists.
I can see the beds and chests and the table, but that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty much what you got. I can't see the rug.
Okay. I can't see the rugs. That's so weird. Yeah, it's clean and simple. There's some cards on the
I'm assuming
on the
this
table.
is where all the guards were. I'm assuming this is where all the guards were.
Yeah.
I roll. Do any of the chests look like they're trapped?
No. Yeah, you can roll for each of them, but no, you don't notice any traps or locks on them.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll a 20, a 4, a 17, 17, and 16. I was just making sure I didn't get any critical fails.
Mm-hmm. No.
The lowest one would have been a 6. Okay.
No.
Is there anything of value you can give them?
Yes. There is. It's like each person's like personal items, but mixed amongst them, you do find some coin and gems.
Okay. Well, I'll be nice this time, even though they're not in the room with me. I'll share them, so you can tell them all the value later.
All right. It's all together. It's about 120 GP worth of coin and gems.
Okay, I'll put that on here. 120 GP, so that makes it 214.
All right. Then there's yet another room.
I'll go.
Okay.
In this room, I can't see anything. Look at your screen.
Okay. So there
See
is
this mag type.
all manner of empty crates and objects of not particular value. It looks like this, and there's like maybe this odd coin laying about here and there. This looks like where they kept all of the treasure that they were looting, but everything's been carted out. It's mostly empty. If you spent some time and dug around, you could assemble.
I spent some time.
You spent some time. Okay.
Is the last coin still spinning on the floor?
Yeah, that's exactly it. And you find like 16 GP worth of coin if you spend like 10 20 minutes like scouring every corner.
No, I spend the time.
Okay.
There's no doubt about that.
All right, you spend the
And
time.
I'm sure we would I'm sure everybody would be helping with this too.
Yeah.
You know.
The final thing is this hallway from here goes this way, narrows, and then kind of like goes at an odd angle and pops out right by the entrance in this looks really like a huge wide obvious path here, but it's actually like up above. It's like 5 feet up above, and you kind of have to like go at a weird angle and like just barely squeeze through. Yeah, you just like didn't look up and didn't roll high enough on perception to see that there was actually a secret path that would have went straight to the barracks.
That would have made my day.
Progressing through the dungeon would be completely different if you'd gone this path, because you would have like fought a ton of there would have been like a dozen guards here all fighting at once, plus Frulam would have come in to back them up. You would have fought like all the guards together.
Yeah, I wasn't visible at first, so it could have at least been good information, but
yeah.
Alright. Okay, I go back and report. I'm staying invisible.
Okay.
Because I can.
So it only lasts an hour.
Okay. I'm gonna stay invisible that entire hour.
Cool. Just letting you know.
All right.
Tell you that too.
But as far as you can tell, that is everything of note in this place.
So we still need to go back and search all the bodies from that first battle of ours, like when we took out Frulam.
Yep.
And as far as the costume, I think that I'm going to take those clothes, just like somebody suggested. I've got a good purpose in mind.
Okay.
I think Emil would look great in those.
Yeah,
I'm not wearing this bitch's finery. I've got something even better in mind.
Somebody with a good like disguise check could wear those and probably look like an important member of the cult.
I have a disguise kit.
Could be useful.
Diabroth, you could have like checked these bodies while you were waiting.
Yeah. I'll look through the bodies while they were up there.
Yeah,
I'm already at the big girl's body.
Well, not.
Oh, but I guess
not before Diabroth.
We're searching for like 20 minutes. I've been down here.
I know. If it's not simultaneous, I can't be there. Right? I'm gonna give you enough time, and then I'm coming back.
If I find anything on their bodies.
Yeah. Well,
if you find anything on them, you're gonna happen to lose them.
The regular cultists who just had like black leather, not really like super fancy. They don't have really anything of particular value. The dragon claws, they're like weapons and armor. Like they've got that they have that like mask that they wear, and everything's like black and kind of spiky leather. Their sword is the regular scimitars, but the scabbards are actually have some interesting designs on them. They're like they have like dragon images on them, like kind of like black dragons with like a little like tiny little silver like inline around them, and
well, they could be worth something.
Yeah, you think they're worth maybe like 5 gold each. They also just kind of look cool.
I'll take them, and I'll show the party when they get back.
Sure. There's 2 of them, and actually, if you were to go back and look at, there was one more Dragonclaw. He had the same thing back here, and then in this room, no, these are just regular cultists. So yeah, there's 3 Dragonclaws total that had those scabbards.
I think the big thing is what that.
So, Frulam, she has her halberd, which also is like Cyanrath's greatsword is has very ornate like dragon, imagery like as actual physical part of the staff. And she's just wearing actually regular chainmail, but had that the purple cape and the purple accents like a second. Not as ornate as the one in the chest, but nothing else of particular note on her.
No coin purse, sir.
For your cooking bone.
Nope, not on. She didn't have it on her.
Okay. Well, and like no other information, like documents or anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Out of all of them, did they have any image that we need to write down?
Did they have any what?
Coins that I can put on the sheet.
Nope. All of that they kept in their bunks.
Okay. Alright, so the
Well,
sheets up there.
Well, it seems like we've pretty much tapped this dungeon then. So I guess our next move should be to escort these survivors back to Greenest.
Yes.
And then we need to make decisions about catching up with this cult.
We can return that blacksmith's amulet too.
To get that crossbow of flames.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. It's just a +1 crossbow, but yeah, it has that weird other effect. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. All right, then let's change the map for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
So I've by now forgotten what time of day it is. we spent the night, and then like first thing in the morning we had that like really punishing fight. So it's probably not that late in the day, is it?
No, it's like midday. Which you've left from Greenest and arrived here by like twilight, or by beginning of nightfall before. So you think you could get to Greenest by by night.
Because we went outside, it was like early morning. We had our rest. We came back inside like noon or something. However long it took us to fight this group and then get out of here.
I'm pretty confident we could make it, but are the survivors capable of doing that that trek? I mean, let's just ask them.
They say yes. Let's get out of here. Get me home.
All right, great.
You're fed with determination.
Yes, and in fact, you make it. You make it back safely. There's not a dead ogre there anymore. I'm not sure where everyone's tokens are.
I'm gonna assume we're gonna. Are we able to sell all those gems and such at value, or is this city not a good place to sell because they won't have the gold?
Well,
there's those merchants too.
Yeah. When you get back to town, people are like overjoyed that you made it back with some of their own, and they, mourn the loss of really just one, the one that they said died, and the two that abandoned them. Well, I guess
1,000 curses.
Yeah. The Governor Nighthill, celebrates your return. He does pay the other remaining part of his bargain, and
150 each.
So additional 150 each, so 150 times 6, you get that. And when I guess you are looking into selling the like gems and such that you found, he's like, this is incredible. This is, I mean, it's not everything, but that's a large portion of what was stolen from us.
The string of pearls and the gems.
Yes.
We don't have a right to sell it then.
Well then, yeah.
Give it to them. I think.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Right.
I'm happy to return your valuables.
They
I'm standing over here with the look on my face like, are you effing kidding me?
He says, well, I had already written these off. I did not expect to be getting these back, and I think it deserves an additional reward. They'll take the gems and such and jewelry back, but they'll give you like a portion of their value in gold as a reward.
Much like, if you give me a percentage, I'll do the math.
So this is for the pearls, the sapphire ring.
And what about those 6 gems of all the same value? Are those included in that too?
There's 6 gems and there's 6 large gems, and then there's 6 master gems.
The gems that you found in the junk room where the troglodytes were, those he doesn't recognize. Those no one in the town recognizes. So you're welcome to sell those.
Right.
Oh thank God, those are the expensive ones.
But the ones that are 100 each, that has 6 that are 100 each, those belong to someone in town. Here,
Those are the ones I found with the troglodyte. I think.
Yeah, the master cut gems. Here, I'll just highlight it. These are the ones that belong to the town. If you're in if you're in the spreadsheet, you can see.
We're on the party note in Google Sheets.
Oh, okay.
Under loot. So it's 1300 GP worth. He'll give you. He says 300. He'll give you 300. It's like 25% roughly.
That's 1800 total.
There's
6 of those gems.
That sounds fine for me.
So if you're getting 25% of 1800, That's 450 total.
It's not 1800 though. It's oh yeah, you're right. It is 1800.
There's 6.
Oh yeah, it is.
There's 6. So it's 450 total is what he'd give us for those.
All right, his math was wrong then. But yeah, if he said 25%, he says, well, I can only offer 300, whatever percentage that is.
Mine 300 is only 20%, or 1/6.
Okay.
I don't really care. Just
I care a lot.
Yeah. This is enough money for me. I'm happy with our.
Ross, we need to have a talk about tactics before this night is through.
So
I'm sure I'll get a earful.
60. 675 total. Let's share right now.
675.
Oh, right now we're all getting like 112. But that's not counting the golden coins that we found. That's just the objects.
I've got something I want to give to this mayor. So I said that I had taken Frulam's clothes. There was an ordinary set and there was a good set. The good set that looks like you could be, potentially used to sneak in for something. I'm going to keep that because it might be useful for a disguise. But I am going to hand over to him the ordinary set of clothes, and I'll say something like, next year when this season rolls around, I'm sure for your festival you are going to want to have a play about this. Please use these clothes to depict Frulam and make sure that she is like portrayed as being disgraced and like a complete loser. Please feel to abuse it all you want. I think it'll help your town heal.
He's like, next year, how about tonight? We were supposed to have a festival yesterday, or was it yesterday or the day before? What is today? Today is Mertual 2. Yeah, 2 days ago. Greengrass. The Greengrass festival was, ruined by this attack. We deserve, a festival, a celebration for everything you've done. We'll reenact
Great. Then use this as part of your pantomime.
Good thinking.
Yeah.
Love it.
So they start resuming their preparations to have like a little makeshift festival in your honor today before you take off or whatever you just. Oh, not today. I guess tomorrow. Because you get back late on whatever Myrtle the second. He does tell a few other things. He says that in case you're curious, the half elf Leosin has left. He took off to Elturel, where he'd requested you meet up with him to kind of debrief on everything that's occurred here, and to, I guess, meet up with other allies who are opposing this cult. But he left something for you. The stable here actually has 6 horses. He said they were paid for, and they're yours to take.
Awesome. That is
great.
Awesome.
That's great.
All this is going on. I'm going to go meditate, do my 4 meditation. So you guys do what you need to do, and I can stay up all night.
Well, they throw a makeshift feast for you this night. I guess it's not so late that they can throw something together real quick.
Happy with a mug of ale and some good stories.
Yeah. Yeah, you.
I still have some mushrooms that we found.
I don't drink.
I'll sample one of the Char's mushrooms if he's willing to share.
Yeah, sure.
I think we all took them.
I think I prefer the meat.
They're best when they're dehydrated. Ideally you use them for soup and then chew them like jerky after.
Okay.
I'll have to try this when they're dry then, Zashar.
I want to return the amulet to the blacksmith.
Okay.
I found it, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, he confirms that is his, and he gratefully, in exchange, gives you the magical heavy crossbow. It is a +1 heavy crossbow. And he hands it to you, Dybroth, but I mean, so you guys can decide if any of you actually want to use it.
Right.
The only one that can use it is our warlock there. Oh, Jesus.
No, I could use it. It's a martial weapon, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I could use it.
I can't.
Use it for now, and in the future
Yeah.
we may trade it for something better.
Sure.
Or something more utilitarian, but we should make use of what we have here. It would be great.
Okay. Yeah, it's +1, and any enemies slain with the attack light on fire.
That's awesome.
Wow.
The fact that it's a +1 weapon, that could prove extremely handy for us, because as far as I can tell, we don't have any magical items right now. I mean, any magic weapons.
Right, and just running into something that has, damage resistance can be a huge problem.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it seems even flavorful for the paladin to take it, since that's going to be our best weapon against if we happen to run into any undead or anything like that.
Right.
Okay. Well,
I'm gonna do my normal thing and sit on the roof and watch.
But Shasar says, Dybroth, as warriors, we need to have a warrior talk about tactics.
Yes, please. Help me, teach me. What am I doing wrong?
Take off your damn armor.
Take off your armor?
I'm like,
Take off
okay. I'll remove my armor.
Shasar is also going to take off his armor and set down his weapons. And then he's going to say, now, hold up your fists.
All right.
And then Shasar is just going to start punching him. and getting really angry and yelling like, don't. He's just going to get really angry and just sort of like yell like, don't jump down. Don't go somewhere where we have to follow you. If you do that,
I would say don't pull a Zeal, but okay.
Don't jump down a hill and expect everyone else to follow you.
Okay.
We almost died. And Zashar gets so angry that as this is happening, it starts to get hot around you.
Oh man.
Nice.
And this is when he realizes that he has this raging desert, or fire aura ability.
Nice flavor.
Because he's not actually trying to hurt you with his punches, but
yeah, Dybroth, you pretty quickly realize this is less a lesson than him like letting out some rage, some pent up rage.
Yeah, this is not a lesson. This is exactly that. He's just like venting. But
well, I'll let you vent for like 10 seconds, but then I'm gonna grab you and say I won't do it again. Trust me. I'll kind of hold your shoulders and kind of shake you. Trust me, I won't do that again.
And then yes, they've both learned about the fiery aura, so we'll know. Zoshar will have to tell the rest of the group that when he gets really angry in a fight, don't be within 10 feet of him.
Man, you are a raging fool.
Well, sorry, I just couldn't contain it. The thought of dying to some stupid monster because of accidental choice. I shouldn't have followed you, but then who knows if you'd have been eaten.
Well, I'm happy you were there to keep me alive.
Let's not talk about this anymore.
All right.
We'll just do better in the next battle.
Agreed.
All right. Well, with that, the night passes. You feast, you rest, and I guess the next day you guys reconvene, and I guess you need to decide your next action.
Hey, super quick. My book. Something happened to my book overnight.
Oh, really?
Did something crawl out of it?
No, something happened to my tome. There's now spells added to it.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you were seeing spiders again.
No, but I can't see in the dark anymore. But I do have spells in my spell book now.
Did you change around
You
some of
lost
your
your
abilities?
special vision.
I did. I changed it out for Book of Ancient Secrets.
Your whoever your patron is seems to be a fickle one. Must be a being of chaos.
I'm not certain, but
Or else one who's very, very accommodating of different martial choices.
yes. So anyway, when I have some time, I'm going to prepare one of my brand new rituals.
I'm gonna you said it was the next day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give everyone a bag, 165 gold in it. That's the split.
All right.
Let's see.
So as far as changes, yeah, it seems like everybody's getting a little more powerful, and you also notice that Imelda. I mean, I'm really not going to go down the road of like charisma is beauty, but like she just seems to be like even snappier with the smart remarks than like ever before, almost as if her charisma has increased.
We got 160 gold.
165, 165.
Okay.
If you want to throw in there, you got 5 more copper too. But I want to throw 5 copper in, that's cool too.
All right, let me. I'm gonna change the map here, and we can take a look at the overworld map.
All right, and I'm getting rid of all the stuff on the coin sheet except for the distribution. No.
Right, and
You
again,
said it was
this
165 GP
Yep, 165.
and 1 copper. Great.
5 copper. If you. I'll give you guys my copper. I don't
more.
Okay. All right, I'll take your other 4. What the heck is on the side of the thing? Why are those things spinning around on the table?
What things? Oh, the tassels.
Is it really,
yeah.
Is it really windy in here? Oh, okay.
Okay, so we seem to have reasons to go in 2 different directions. We have intelligence that the cult of the dragon, or at least what those who left this place, headed for Baragost, or at least in its direction.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
However, we were also invited to go to Elturel to meet up with. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the half elf's name. I just heard it 10 minutes ago. Leosin and Leosin and maybe find some allies.
More likely, find some people who want to tell us what to do.
Does seem like a tough choice.
He did mention he would have a coin reward for you in Elturel, and
I'd like to go to Elturel.
Perhaps we should see this Liam Neeson whenever we can.
I also have. I also like to go to Elturel for personal reasons, but but based on what we now know, I don't know. I'm concerned that they might, that this cult might be attacking somewhere else and do things to it like they did to Greenest.
Yes, I suggest we pursue them as quickly as possible. These double sun do-gooding paladins will do good on their own without our influence.
I wonder if it would be possible then to get a message to to get a message to Elturel and follow them in the direction of Baragost.
So the wagons heading to Baragost is quite a large entourage. Several dozen wagons and a fairly large army. You guys can reason that it'll travel probably pretty slowly. Caravan of that size.
So we need to get ahead of them.
Yeah, I mean, just the 6 of you on horse with no wagon, could, I mean, you can travel quite a bit faster. I mean, we'll say like 2 to 3 times faster at least than all those wagons and equipment that they have. People on foot, they certainly aren't all on. They're traveling by foot, and you're with wagons, and you're on horseback. Also, there's really only one place that the way they're going would end up, and that's Baldur's Gate. You could well, if you traveled behind them, you'd eventually, maybe in theory, hit them. But I mean, they have a large army of over 100 people. At least they did, in the Raiders camp. Traveling around, you could reasonably get to Baldur's Gate before them, probably by several days, even if you traveled around.
I say stay.
If we can get Elturel to help, if there's a battle about to come, Elturel should come help Baldur's Gate.
Could you show us the position of Baldur's Gate on the map, please?
Yes, that's right here.
I'm sorry, it's really blurry for me.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can see it. It's just now it's blurred out when you zoomed in.
change the color.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
So if we expect them to go to Berdusk and then rally there and then go north toward Baldur's Gate, well, wait a second. They could also be going to Candlekeep.
Is Berdusk a city or is it just a region?
Berdusk is a city. It's on the border of a country to the south. You're like almost positive they wouldn't be going there. Is like, it's a merchant nation, but it's like extremely militaristic, and they've got there's like only certain people that are allowed in. Also, the arrow from Berdusk went to the north.
Right.
Candlekeep is not a place they'd likely stop at. It's a monastery, like a library. In fact, that's where Leosin said he came from.
Oh, okay. Well, then it seems like we have another option too, which would be we were thinking of trying to beat them to Berdusk and then mustering some sort of resistance there. Another possibility would be to go to Elturel, get some help, and then try and arrange for the battle to happen at Baldur's Gate.
That's what I think.
At the very least, we can send a messenger from Elturel to Baldur's Gate to have them get ready for themselves until we can come in to rally.
Can we not go to Baldur's Gate? Hurt.
I say we go to Elturel.
Right. We saw before that our even with our new powers, we probably can't do much to defeat that group right now. And also, I mean, maybe if we went to Berdusk, maybe we could beat them there. But at the same time, like, we don't really know anybody in town, and we might run into the same problems that Leosin had here in Greenest of getting people to believe him that this army was on the march.
Mm.
I mean, okay, granted, we do have we do have some physical evidence now, but
okay.
Well, what does everybody say?
I could journey with you to Elturel, but I don't know if I'm going to Baldur's Gate with you.
Why not?
That's my business.
Jeez, it was an innocent question.
I would
I
prefer.
want to know.
I'd prefer to go to Berdusk.
Well, you could just use your disguise kit and pretend you're someone else while we're there.
So Zeal would prefer it sounds like Zeal would prefer the southwestern road, and so would Jashar. Oh no, sorry, Zeal would prefer to go to Elturel, but not Baldur's Gate.
Yeah,
Zashar
I don't
would
care
prefer
where
to
we
go
go.
to. Zashar would prefer to avoid the second sun. What does Tars have to say?
I have to say that Elturel sounds like the best option. It just seems like the biggest payoff with the least amount of risk on our part. We can do the most good going that way.
How about you, Jay?
Are you still there?
You're muted.
Yeah, I heard you for a second.
It still says he's muted in Discord.
Oh, sorry, I'm here now.
Oh,
There we go.
So between these routes, what's your thought, Mr. Jay?
I guess my vote would be for Elturel.
Finally, we have Diabroth to hear from.
Yeah, I definitely want to go to Elturel. City full of paladins. I'd love it.
I'm really convinced by Tarsa's argument that we could probably do the most good if we go there. Of course, I have other reasons for wanting to go, and I do see that maybe we could do some good if we went to Berdusk, but I think Elturel is my vote.
I give Imelda that knowing look. And Zashar, I'm sorry. Seems like you're outnumbered.
It's all right. I'm not going alone. I'd rather go somewhere I'm not keen on with a group than wander, especially a group proven trustworthy, than wander the world alone.
And I'm not sure why I'm even staying with you guys, because we just met the other day.
You're getting money for it.
Yeah, Zeal, have you ever had a pay day like this before in your life?
Oh, this is nothing to my past.
Really?
Remember, you were rich before we met?
Very rich before this.
I mean, I guess you raise a good point. Like, what is everybody's intentions here? What brought you to Greenest, and why continue pursuing this cult?
I left Baldur's Gate for family reasons. I don't ever want to go back.
I was sent from Baldur's Gate to find out about this cult, so I'm in it 100%.
I have won my freedom, and I am happy to be making my own choices instead of being ordered around. And that's about all there is to it at this point.
I'm here for...
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Imelda.
I was just going to say that I think that by fighting this cult, I see a way to make up for some of the mistakes I made back in Waterdeep.
I too made some mistakes in Waterdeep, and I feel like I can't even face my family the way I left things. So I'm going where the road takes me, and it just seems like this is the kind of life for me. That, and I've got these dreams that keep directing me towards a different end.
I need to become stronger, and in order to become stronger, I need to face battle and stay with strong companions, and you guys have proven to provide me with both of those things.
I'm seeking revenge on this cult of the dragon.
Wait.
They have encountered you have encountered them before?
Well, my mentor mentioned them on his deathbed, and said he'd gotten involved with them and begged me to right the wrongs that he did.
I don't mind fighting this dragon cult, but if it leads us back to Baldur's Gate, I don't know if I can go inside those walls.
Well, you can cross that bridge when and if it happens. Or not cross it. As it were.
But Zeal, will you at least accompany us to Elturel?
I don't mind doing that. I can do that. I'm still making money.
So if you have left for family reasons and you never intend to go back, what do you intend to do about family? Simply have none?
That's fine with me. No, I want to learn, I learned the ways of being what I do now there, but I plan on learning other ways take care of myself later. That ranger.
I would think that one who
Just
has,
if I go back to Baldur's Gate, I might start doing something that I don't want to do, but I might have to.
well, I don't understand, but I won't press you about it.
Okay.
Well, it seems like our road is decided then.
Okay. And you can. I don't think any of you have traveled this road before, but it's simple enough. They can tell you the route. From Greenest, there's a road that kind of follows this kind of little brown line here, and eventually kind of like hits follows this river, and it follows north to the first major city you'd hit is Berdusk, and that is the southern reach of the nation of Elturgard. They say that you'll know you're in Elturgard because at night you can see the second sun, which they say is directly above their capital city of Elturel, which is far to the north. So it's actually like over 100 miles from Berdusk to Elturel, and you can see this second sun from that far away. And it actually, like, from that far away, it's like at night it stays like what it would be like maybe 30 minutes after sundown all night. It never gets fully dark in Berdusk. By the time you get to Scornubel or especially Elturel, it's like day all night. The main road from Greenest to Berdusk is safe and well traveled by many traders, and then from there, Berdusk to Scornubel, and then Elturel is not only extremely well traveled by traders, but the standing like army of Elturel, the Hell Riders. They're actually like an army of like paladins, but they're called Hell Riders. March and defend all of the roads here. They do mention actually there is a less traveled shortcut that goes across these open fields from like Berdusk to Elturel that would shave maybe a day off your journey. It's about 200 miles, and by horse that would take probably 6 or 7 days. You might be able to shorten that to like 5 days if you took the shortcut. It's goes through some like lightly forested areas, and is maybe the Hell Riders don't travel it, but so it's maybe more dangerous. Also, you miss out on the cities, which something I'm doing for this game. For every little minor city you pass through, you can check the shops, and for a city large enough to actually have a dot on the map, there could be magic items available for sale, potions, things of that nature.
It's tempting. Well, at least it seems the first leg from here to Berdusk is certainly like that's just there's no other option. That's the way we go for now, for sure, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's wise. Maybe if we kind of get a lay of the land or speak to other travelers, we can decide if we want that shortcut or not.
Right.
Yeah,
And it also depends if it's. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm leaning towards the shortcut now, but we can get more information before we...
I am too. Once we're in Berdusk, we might be able to, perhaps we might get an audience with the Hell Riders in order to just let them know what's going on.
Yes.
We'll see about that when we get there, though.
Okay. All right. You set out, and as advertised, there's other merchants and such that you're going faster then because they've got like carts or whatever. But just traveling along the road, for like the first day, you get you don't quite make it to the river, but you get a good way out of Greenest, and it's completely safe during the day. So you'd get to like roughly here by the end of the first day. In fact, you even like when you're thinking about camping, you end up there's a merchant caravan that has kind of like set up just off the road you could stop with them. They welcome you to stay with them tonight. They're not all together. It's like just various merchants that have kind of like stopped all together for defense.
I talk with one of the merchants and sell some things.
You didn't want to sell in town?
No.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I like the idea of camping with the merchant circle.
Sure.
And before bed, I want to cast a spell.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Find Familiar.
Oh. Okay, it works. What happens?
I get an owl.
Oh.
Nice.
Nice.
God, I love having a familiar.
It's great. I'm so excited.
Okay. Is it intelligent? Can it speak?
It's the base familiar. There's nothing. It is a fiend, but otherwise it's just the base familiar.
Ooh. So would it ping for Diabroth's divine sense?
Possibly.
If he uses an action to check it out, it will.
Well, when I see it pop into existence,
Does it pop into existence, or does it fly in like if I was just calling for an owl?
You said you just before bed you cast a spell, so you could have been off on your own.
I guess it would probably like come from the air, but it's unclear if it like appeared from like, you know, a portal or flew from somewhere long distance. You're not sure.
It takes an hour and 10 minutes to cast, so.
All right. Are you telling anybody you're doing this, or are you just kind of like off by yourself and chanting?
I'm playing with my new book, and I'm gonna just try it out myself, kind of on the outskirts of that merchant circle.
Okay. Yeah. After an hour, this owl comes and lands. Like you see it flying towards you, and you like maybe reactively even like put your arm up, and it like lands on your arm.
Perfect. Owls have a feature called Flyby. Does not provoke opportunity attacks when flying into or out of an enemy's reach. And keen hearing and sight.
Excellent. Okay. At some point, or do you like rejoin the group with this owl like with you, or do you like tell it to go out and like on a tree somewhere?
I'm gonna tell it to go explore the area for the evening. I have to think here. For one, I have to think of how to tell my group about it, and another, I have to think of what to call it.
Yeah, I gotta come up with a name for it.
Okay. In that case, the rest of you are likely unaware of it this first night. But
do these merchants have any armor still?
Let's do a little random check. They're not going to have much on them. It's not going to be anything compared to like what a store in town would have. But I've got a nifty random roller for various shops and merchants. Let's see. No armor. There is a merchant that has a couple potions.
oh,
Yeah, it's actually some oddities. Like mostly he has non-magical stuff, but he has two potions that he says are magical. One is a potion of animal friendship. And the other is a potion of climbing.
I'm interested in the potion of animal friendship. I want to tell him. I want to ask.
How much does he want for it?
Let me check. I also have something that gives prices to various magic items.
You have to like, you know, put some blood of the type of animal you want to be friends with in it, or what?
You can just cast animal friendship for an hour at will.
Yeah, it counts as per the spell. He says, well, actually, I don't even know what the spell does. You'll have to look it up.
Sure. Anyways, just
Yeah.
You basically let animals know that you mean no harm, so they won't attack you. That's it. You can't control them. They just won't attack you.
That sounds useful.
That could be useful.
Let's see here. Potion.
And you get to cast it at will. It's not like, oh, you drink it and you get it once. You get to cast it for an hour, just like pew 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 pew.
The potion of animal friendship, he says, is 200 gold.
Oh, no, thank you.
Whoa.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of gold for something that affects one
person.
Well, it's have you ever heard of of something like this before? It's a rare item.
No, I haven't. I'm interested in it. I just don't have that much money.
Does this merchant have any guards?
Any cards? Not this guy, no.
Guards.
Guards? Yes. All of the merchants have at least one guard. Some of them have as many as like 3 or 4.
Okay. Does this merchant like to gamble? Because I am very good with pretty much every game.
Let's see. Okay, so this merchant is it even gives me like random personalities and names for the merchants. So it's actually an old male dwarf named Arlen. And he is fascinated by mythology of anything related to the gods. He's not interested in gambling.
Oh, man.
Is he interested in a prayer book and some sticks of incense from a temple of Lull?
Yes. I mean, those are some rare items.
I mean, they were just the starting junk that my character started with.
Well, yeah, he's interested. He says, well, I mean, how much gold do you have on you? That could sweeten the deal for sure.
Well, I don't have much. I have about 180 gold.
Shoot.
I mean, he shrugs and says, "Yeah, if you threw in the incense, I'd give the potion for 180."
Great. I was gonna say if I need to make a persuasion check, I will, but I will be happy to just.
Yeah. No, that's a good use for that random starting junk.
and plus, yeah, Zashar is still like getting used to like having his own money and making his own decisions, and is sort of like enjoying this process.
Okay. Yeah. He says, "I never thought I'd be making a deal with a dark elf."
If it makes you feel better, I'm only half blood.
Well, that it does.
And I don't. And he says, and I don't pray to that filthy goddess either, regardless of what powers she provides.
I'll take your word for it. Careful though, if you're heading north, the Hell Riders and the Paladins might not be so quick to take you for your word.
I'm worried about that, but gotta do what I can to stay stronger.
Says,
I hope I can help convince them that we have good intentions. Me being good and all.
Yeah. He says, "Well, keep your hood up."
Right. Thank you.
All right. Well, the night passes safely. And the next day, again, very safe roads, merchant roads. You make it all the way to Berdusk.
So how big is this city? This is certainly by far the biggest place we've been so far, right?
Yeah, it's actually bigger than Greenest. Greenest was 30 or 40 homes. Let's just see. I don't know much about Berdusk. It's not really. Most of all these stops before Elturel are not really covered by the book. But let's just it's all ancient Faerun knowledge. Let's take a quick look. Berdusk was known as the Jewel of the Vale, as it sat on the Uldun Trail and the river. This is the river. Oh yeah, it says here River Chionthar. The Twilight Hall is here, which makes sense because, like I said, it always seems like it's twilight there all night long. It is, let's see, population 20,000. It's actually a large city. There's, gosh, 8 different taverns and inns in town. Number of four major trading shops, 3 different temples. There's a park near the river, and the seat of government in town is called High Lady's Castle. There's a hilltop fortress. And yeah, you're welcome to.
You should be able to buy some armor here, right?
Yes, definitely. Is there anything particular you're looking for? Do you want to see if there's any magic items?
No, I just want regular armor. Hold on, let me get my player's handbook.
Okay.
I'm looking for a +1 longbow, if there's any in town.
Okay.
Cost is what's really gonna, because of my quote unquote rogue tax. I'm a little richer than everyone else.
Well, I can tell you that the any of the magic weapons are going to start at about 1,000 gold.
Any weapons?
If they're magical. I'm talking about magic weapons. And is armor cheaper?
How much gold do we have? We only have like 180 each.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
that's what we
just got 164.
Oh.
But you might have had more previously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
spent
far,
all,
if you haven't spent any, you
I,
should have just about 300
oh,
starting gold.
okay. Yeah, I haven't spent anything, but that's not quite enough to buy an upgrade.
I've spent everything.
What are you looking for, Nick? Are you looking for a half plate or what?
No, I want breastplate.
So 400, huh?
Yeah.
Look, Jay, I don't know how to say this, but I think I've been a little meaner to you in the past than you deserved. I'm willing to front you the extra money you need for this.
Oh wow. That's really nice, Imelda. It's quite a change from back in the day.
I'm trying to
Yes,
put
before
what
I
happened.
go on.
I'm trying to put what happened in that city behind me, behind you too.
You were just doing your job.
Forget it. We'll chat about that later. How much extra money do you need?
And
I guess I need 100 if I have 300.
All right.
well, before that, I
yours.
slip him a bag with 25 gold in it before I leave on my own.
Wait, how much gold? Is everybody giving me gold now?
I'm giving you 25 because you've been a nice meat shield.
Okay. All right.
Well, I
Okay,
wanna
then
get
I'll only give you 75 of it.
All right. I'll pay you back next time we loot somebody.
what are you buying?
A breastplate.
Breastplate. That's medium armor.
The best armor I can wear without getting disadvantage on stealth checks.
Oh, okay. I want to get some splint, which is 200 gold.
Okay. Well, the armor, yeah, those are both readily available. You can get breastplate, you can get splint. Actually, I think Cyanrath had splint armor you could have taken from him.
Well, yeah, I would have taken that, I suppose.
Yeah, it just needed a little minor repair, and maybe some slight refitting, which you could easily do in this city, if you know spend like half a day there. Uh, and let me double check. He was wearing splint armor.
Can I sell my used chainmail?
Sure, for half its normal price.
Okay. Be like 37 gold.
And same
We're
for
gonna
you,
stay
Jay.
here?
You can resell your. Well, I guess your equipment looks extra shabby.
Yeah.
Your original.
Cool.
The shops, some of them do have some like magic items. It's probably again out of your price range. But if I suppose if there's anything of particular interest, you could like make a note of it, and they may potentially still have it for sale if you were to come back, you know, at a later date.
How about potions of healing?
Yes, they definitely have potions of healing. There's an alchemist. They have 4 regular potions of healing on hand right now. They also have a potion of supreme healing, which is probably too expensive for you, but
Tastes like pizza.
What are the prices on the normal potions of healing?
their normal potions of healing are 50 gold each.
Sold. I'll take one of those, please.
I'll buy one.
Okay. They're also selling. They've got as far as the like stuff that's lower in value, they do have +1 ammunition, arrows and bolts at 25 gold each. They have there is a scribe / alchemist shop that has, like I said, the healing potions. They do also have some spell scrolls.
Yeah.
That may or may not be useful and of interest. The ones they have on hand, I don't know what all level they are. Let's see. I guess these common ones would be, so ones that are like level 1 spell scrolls are 60 gold, and if they're level 0, they're 10 gold.
So remind me how this works. You can cast a spell scroll if the spell is on your class list.
That's a good question. I haven't really looked up anything about scrolls in 5e.
Yeah, we don't use them very often either.
Yeah.
I think you can use magic item. You can also do it, but that's a rogue thing.
If the
Every
spell
time-
is on your class spell list, you can read it and cast it without material components. Otherwise, it's intelligible. So it has to be on your class list. And actually, okay, if it's of higher level than you can normally cast, you have to make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. DC is 10 plus the spell's level.
Oh, that's not so bad. Does it blow up if you fail?
On a failed check, the spell disappears from the scroll.
And so about the prices on these scrolls, are you going to just like say that first level are a certain price, second level another price, or would you prefer to roll just like a certain set of spells that they have?
Yeah, no, they're priced based on the level of the spell. And they don't. He does do custom orders, but they might take longer than you have at the moment to produce. I'll post in Discord the 8 scrolls that he has ready at the moment.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, we're not going to spend a work week, are we? Because I wanted to go gambling.
All right, those are the 8 scrolls he has right now.
No. Sure
Let's see, we're in dice. Oh, I'm in the wrong Discord. Let's see. The dungeon. Alter self.
You know what?
Animate
I
dead.
randomly rolled this, but actually, there's no way he has a scroll of animate dead in a within the nation of Elturgard. Let me just randomly roll one more.
What's up?
Any battles yet?
No, no battles. I don't think we're gonna have any battles today.
It's a boring night.
Yeah, here instead of animate dead, there's this one.
Dimension Door I could see being useful, but that's a 4th level spell, and so I'm sure it's going to be extremely high in price. Zone of Truth I could see being useful, but I'm gonna skip it. So no thanks, but no thanks on these scrolls.
A 4th level scroll is 320 gold.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah, some of these would be useful if I had money, but not worth it right now.
What's Dimension
Agreed.
Door?
It's a type of teleportation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna note that this town has a spell of Dimension Door on sale, because that could be really useful later once we get more money.
Okay. And with that, I mean, you're welcome to take care of any more business if you have it, but I guess this will be the deciding point if you want to take the shortcut or travel north to Scornubel.
Well, I would. We were talking before about maybe trying to get in contact with the Hell Riders and see what they know about these this dragon cult. What do you guys think about that plan?
Yeah, I mean, is there a tavern where they hang out?
Or an outpost or a headquarters or something?
It'd probably be more like a barracks.
Yeah, I'd like to pay them a visit, and anybody who'd like to join me is welcome.
I'd like to join.
If you're going by yourself, I'm a little worried about harassed. So
What about you, Diabroth?
If it's not far, you can go without me.
Yeah, I'd like to join you. I think it's a good idea to let them know about what's going on.
Okay.
Zashar, if you don't want to go to the barracks, you and I can get lunch in a tavern.
Yeah, sounds better.
Get out of the sun.
Are we staying here today,
Get
or are
inside
we
the building.
leaving?
We don't know
yeah,
yet.
you would have arrived here probably in the evening, not probably like 3-4 hours from sundown. Say like 4 or 5 p.m. something like that.
So yeah, I guess we probably will stay here tonight.
I'd like to get a move on as quickly as possible, but I think it's absolutely valuable that you go speak to these allies.
Mm-hmm.
Since it seems like none of them have ever had this, I'm gonna pony up for 1 gold per night room for everybody.
Comfort at last.
Because
That's very
none
nice
of
of you,
y'all
Gil.
were in those, so yeah, it's on me.
I have been in rooms like this before. My mother refuses to say anywhere else. I had plenty of these when I was a kid. Perhaps that's why I feel more comfortable in the grimy hovel. However, thanks for your gift, Zeal. I appreciate it.
This is just like the rooms I used to stay at on my normal tavern nights.
Sorry, I'm impressed.
But these rooms still don't compare to my old bedroom in Baldur's Gate.
It's nicer than any bed I've ever slept on.
Cool. 6 gold gone.
Okay.
All right, so then it's me, me, and it was Diabroth, and was that Jay who wanted to come to the Paladins?
Yeah, I'll go to talk to some paladins.
So it's the 3 of us. Great.
Okay. Let's see here. So, the wiki mentions Coaster Head House. Let me look up the
Coaster
Hell
Head
Riders.
House? Is that like people who balance beers on top of their head or something?
Coaster, 1,00000 Heads Trading Coaster.
The worst
would be
fraternity
what it is.
ever.
Oh no,
Yeah,
that's a
right.
merchant company. Never mind. You probably go to the Twilight Hall. I'm probably getting the lore horribly wrong, but let's just go with whatever I can very quickly pull off the wiki. and I guess you could speak to somebody at the door. There would be definitely some guards in very nice looking shiny plate mail outside.
Well, how do you think we should play this? Should we ask for an audience with the highest member person first, or just tell one of these people, or what?
I don't know how we can convince them in time if they don't even know who we are. But I mean, we can give them the word and inform them.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't really matter to try any particularly advanced strategy. Okay, well, I guess I'll just go up to the ones at the door and kind of get their attention, and then do some diplomacy, or sorry, it's called persuasion. I'd like to persuade them to take 10 minutes and listen to me.
Okay, yeah, roll it.
That's a 14.
A 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the topic, it comes up during the conversation, like maybe that
I mean, like, we're coming from Greenest. They was previously attacked. We've got news about the people who did it.
Can I assist with his persuasion, maybe?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
give him
Actually, I think
advantage?
that's reasonable in this circumstance.
So I get advantage on it? Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, the assisted, the original roll of 14 stays.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they consider whether this should be something that they would set up an audience with the High Lady Silria Dragonbreast, the leader of this town. But but rather than take you there immediately, they offer to just hear you out and say they'll pass along your story.
Okay, great. Then I'll just use as much time as they'll let me, and just give them all the information that I can. I'm not really trying to hold back anything, but I'll just make sure that we are pretty sure that these raiders are headed for Baldur's Gate.
Okay. You do find they're aware of these attacks to small villages to the south. In fact, not a lot of, they wouldn't say they're refugees, but like some merchants and some people that whose homes have been destroyed, actually, that decided it'd be safer north within the nation of Elturel. Like, they'd heard from some travelers of these attacks, and they are relieved. It sounds like from what you're saying that their attacks have ceased, and they're heading west and north to Baldur's Gate. So ultimately you get the impression that it sounds like it's well, at least for these guards of Berdusk, it's not going to be an issue for them. It sounds like it's
okay.
Yeah.
Well, just wanted to make sure we got the information. Finally, I'll ask that in exchange for the information that I've just given you, maybe you can give us some information. We're trying to get to Elturel, but we're unsure if we should take the overland shortcut route or the more secure road. Any thoughts about any dangers that might lurk on the shortcut?
Well, few merchants will take that route. So there's safety in numbers, they say. So there are potentially creatures, and there's not much in the way of bandits in our nation. They as far as we know, stay outside of our borders. There's few that would be foolish enough to risk that here, but there's more of there could be a chance of some sort of an animal attack or things of that nature, but it's generally safe. Although one of them mentions, well, there has been a story of a couple merchants going missing along the route recently, just in the last few weeks.
Really?
There's also been travelers that have made it through just fine.
Okay, thanks for the information. All right, I think that's all I want to hear from these guards. What about you? What about you guys? You want to talk to them at all?
Well, I'll ask if these missing people, maybe if we find them and return them, maybe we could, I don't know, get something.
He says, well, as far as we know, there's no citizen of our nation. These were merchants that were trying to shave off a day or two in their journey between here and Elturel.
Exactly what we're trying to do.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna try to do. So.
Okay, just good to know.
I think that's a good plan.
So unless Jay's got something else to say, I guess
No,
we
nothing else.
Okay, great. We can terminate that conversation then. Thank you.
Okay.
Is there a thieves guild in this city?
I mean, you don't know. Who would you want to
Yeah,
ask?
it's not like they would like post that
Oh.
knowledge publicly.
I can go. I'm gonna go
Neon sign.
I can go to some dive bars and start talking in some thieves' cant.
All right.
People won't understand.
All right, I'm going to list the names of the inns and taverns in town. You can tell me which one you decide to go to.
You just put them in the.
Yeah, they're in the Discord.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I think one of these
Silver Sword,
one of these definitely strikes me as a underworld-ish location.
Bellblade Thorn. Bucks Gamble. Well, I think. Yeah, I was actually looking for gambling places, but Bucks Gamble sounds like fun.
Okay. Yeah, it is in fact a gambling hall, but it's like the cleanest on the level gambling hall that you never even thought something place like this could exist.
Oh yes, I could. I put on my fine clothes of noble that I have. I put on my noble clothes and I walk in like I own the place.
Okay. Yeah, you fit right in. In fact, there's the servers or whatever goating over you and taking drink orders. Actually, they bring you drinks for free as you do you take a seat at a table or something.
Well, I think I know where I'm spending the night.
Yeah. Yeah, you can have a good time there. If you want, you could roll some dice. I guess I could roll some dice to see. There's probably a relevant skill.
For gambling, technically gambling's supposed to be a work week. If you don't mind making it a night, basically you roll a 5 plus 2d10 difficulty, and I roll 3 times. Insight, 1 intelligence and 2 wisdom checks.
Okay.
And if I fail them all, I lose everything. If I pass 1, I get half my money back.
All right.
Pass 2, I get my money back plus 50%. Pass all 3, I get double my money.
Okay. One thing that's different with this gambling hall, there's an additional tax on earnings that they say goes to fund the local military.
Well, that's unfair, but whatever. It's still money.
Yeah, it's 10% of the earnings.
If I win anything?
Wow, that's
yeah, you can make those rolls. Why don't you turn your camera on if you're gonna? Oh, is your camera on?
It is on.
It is on. All right.
But 1, I have to tell you how much I want to bet, and 2, you need to roll. Like I said, a 5 plus duty 10. So if I'm hoping you roll 2 1s, then it makes it a 7. But
what dice am I rolling?
Basically, I have to roll 1 with insight check, 1 deception check, and 1 intimidation check. And as long as I pass those, that determines how much money I make.
Okay, and these are what, opposed checks?
Yeah. So basically, you're just gonna roll the DC. You roll it's 5 plus 2d10.
Oh, so the DC can be different.
Yeah, it's for each one. So the first one we can do wisdom insight. So
Okay.
you roll 2d10
Okay.
and I have to beat it.
Okay.
I'm
I
betting
got-
100 gold.
All right, I have the DC.
Okay, you bet it. You already rolled the DC.
100 gold.
Yep, I rolled the DC.
All right, so my insight, the +0, so it's a straight up d20. I rolled a 16.
Okay.
Oh wow.
I don't think you need to tell me if it passes or not yet. You can.
Okay. I'll tell you at the end how many successes you got.
Okay, so the next one is my deception. So roll another 5 plus 2d10.
Okay.
What's my deception? Here's a +1. Wonderful. So I got an 11 on that.
Okay.
And then you roll and same thing for intimidation. I got a 15.
Okay. You
How many did I pass?
You got one success. It was the first one.
Son of a bitch. Oh, I lost 50 gold.
All right, you lost money, but you had, well, I don't know. You had a good time until you started losing. You also
Ain't that always the way?
In your conversations there, you do not think there's any sort of organized crime at all in this city. In fact, like maybe at most there might be some like smuggling of things that wouldn't even be illegal in other areas.
We're just trying to bypass the taxes.
Right. Yeah, like not even like drugs or anything. It's like maybe like alcohol or something that might have had a higher tax on it. So there might be some operations that like transport that like secretly, but like
that's no fun. So I guess I just enjoy my night and not what everyone else does in the morning.
Yeah.
I've got one last thing I'd like to do before I go to bed, Mr. DM.
Okay.
I'd like to finally do now that I've got some quiet time and in this very comfortable room, I'd like to do an investigate check based on that ledger that I found, and I'd like to see if I can deduce anything about the organization of the army or the draconic Leosin forces.
Sure.
Okay, this will just be a straight investigate check. Imelda forensic accountant got a 9, so I don't imagine I learned anything too great.
No, I mean Greenest. It sounds like, I mean, all the data before Greenest, like it marks off like what location. Some of the places didn't even have names. They were just like, farm, east, 10 miles east of Greenest or whatever, things like that. It was kind of not chump change, but it added up because they tacked maybe, a dozen or more different locations.
Okay.
You see a total like value in the thousands for GP though.
All right, that's about as much information as I would expect to get without getting any really serious insights. All right, thanks.
Okay. Anyone else have any last business? Oh, and I guess you need to reconvene and confirm which path you're taking.
Yeah, we need to talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just attempting to enjoy this inn. Like, probably more excited about the bed and the covers than the food.
Oh yeah, okay. So you forgot, once you kind of get into the border of Elturel, how Zashar, like, how do you want to like carry yourself around town? Are you gonna kind of like try and hide your face, or are you being more open about it?
Yeah, I would like to not be alone. You know what I mean? Like, I would like to have someone in our group with me at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to cover my head because I'm worried that then I'm going to look suspicious. Like I don't want to look suspicious.
Don't you have a big straw hat to cover your ears?
I do, but that's just to keep the sun out of my face more than anything.
Mm-hmm. Are you wearing that?
Yeah. So I'm wearing a big hat, but I'm not like wearing a cloak to cover my face. I just want to make sure that I'm with, preferably, Tar seems like the only one who's not
Sure.
running about doing things.
Yeah, I'll stick with you this evening for sure.
Do
And I
you
kinda
mean
don't
to go
wanna
as far as rolling? Well, I mean, you're not proficient with like a disguise kit or whatever, but
I am proficient in deception, but I'm not proficient in with a disguise kit. No.
okay. Yeah, do you want to, I guess, so do you want to take more of a deception route or like a persuasion route? We'll assume that there are some like minor, like, hey, you got a weird look about you kind of interactions in town. So would you go more persuasion or deception?
Um,
Or intimidation?
I'm probably gonna try persuasion first, even if it's not what I'm best at.
Okay.
I only get a +3, but yeah, I'm gonna try and be nice first and see how
Okay.
it goes.
All right.
I got a 14.
Okay. Yeah, that's good enough for Berdusk, for this like outlying city. Um, things may or may not get more difficult as you get closer to the capital.
Yeah. So I'm sort of just trying to be nice and be like, look, I have a long story. Don't care to get into, but I
Yeah.
am new to the surface and enjoying my freedom.
Yeah, you probably do end up having a interaction with some of the city guard,
Yeah.
and they let you off with kind of like a, we'll be watching you, and they like maybe give a little, not an interrogation, but just standing on the street, they'd ask like who you are, who you're traveling
He's
with.
with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll be happy to tell them like what inn I'm staying at and all that stuff too. And it's like I don't have anything to hide. I'm also gonna like say to Taurus like I'm used to like being monitored at all times, so this doesn't seem that odd,
I'm used to a life without being monitored.
And yeah, you can, like, Zashar, you're like, Tars, maybe you don't notice, but Zashar, you're like pretty sure you are in fact being monitored, like everywhere you go in town.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted to like go, you're like even wary of like what shops and stuff you'd go to, or going down any place where you're like out of sight. You don't want, you're like wary of doing anything that would arise suspicion.
Yeah, exactly. Like I wanna make sure that I'm, you know, not like going somewhere where I can't be seen or something.
Mm-hmm.
If I see anybody looking at us, I'm just gonna greet them. I wouldn't know.
Okay. Yeah, it's actually good. You're there to you do a good job, just without even realizing it, of kind of like diffusing some situations.
At some point, I'm going to need to do some nightly exercises.
Okay, what does that mean?
I don't know, like yeah, he's gonna like do some push-ups or something.
Oh, okay.
He's a barbarian. He needs to get them muscles.
Yeah. He's very conscious about being a warrior now that he's supposed to be a warrior.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Still kind of.
Yeah. As
Would
the
a
night
barbarian
gets
ever
later,
really resort to exercise like that?
Probably not, but Jashar is still trying to figure out how to be a barbarian.
Nice.
All right. Well, as the night passes, it as described, it never fully gets dark out, and you can the regular sun sets, and the to the east, but then to the northwest, just there, you can't quite see like the light. It's the ball itself. It's beyond the horizon, but you can see it looks like a sunset that's stuck in that's just frozen, that never ends all night long. It's not so bright that it's difficult to like sleep or anything, but you do also like notice that your in room has like a little bit like thicker of like curtains than most other inns do.
Well, that's good. I need him. Need as dark as I can get it in here.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, the night passes, and you guys reconvene.
So I'll just relate to everybody what we heard about the shortcut path being pretty safe, but there have been some disappearances on it recently.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think if it saves us time, I think time is of the essence.
I agree.
I don't need much convincing. If you think it's best, I'll take your words for it.
Okay. Sounds like you're all in agreement. So you set off northwest, cutting through the lightly forested but mostly plains area. It's a little bit slower going. The road isn't as isn't as nice and firm and as the main road. Your horses don't really have trouble with it, but it's a little more windy, a little bit slower going. They said, well, you're told basically it'll probably be about 3 days from Berdusk to Elturel, where it would have been only 2 days to get the other way around. And let's see, the first day, you do note there are like some other horse tracks, not many like foot traffic. In fact, none that you can see. No, I take that back. There is what looks like a single recent set of like wagon tracks on the road you're going. So a few horses, several horses, and like one set of foot tracks that looks like they were with the wagon. But the first day you don't like catch up with whatever these tracks were. If you care to take any time to like kind of like guess how recent any of this foot traffic was, the carriage looks like it was maybe 1 to 3 days ago.
Okay.
And there's only traffic going in the direction you're going. There's none coming the other way.
So it seems like even there's no chance that these tracks are candidates for the people who were lost, because in any case they were traveling the other direction.
No, they're traveling the same direction as you. Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry.
I didn't speak very clearly, but yeah, you get what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not people who got lost.
The first day you get as far as, we'll say, God, these dots are way too big. We'll say you get to here. And strangely, as the main sun sets, now it's already getting to be lighter out as the sun is the regular sun is setting.
Ugh. How do these paladins deal with this?
I don't suffer from your afflictions, Ashar, but I'm still more used to the nocturnal side of things.
Seems like
Well, I am a sun elf, so
it's like the land of the constant hangover, even if one hasn't been drinking.
Well, at least you stand a chance to get out of this area fairly soon, Jashar. Think of it this way: if you were in the extreme north of our world, beyond the seas of endless ice, and you were in summertime, it would be like this all the time.
Endless ice? It doesn't sound much better.
And endless sun.
That's actually closer probably to where Jashar came from. The Drow lands are generally like to the very far north of the country.
Right, but I mean on the surface in the right season they would have the they would have the sort of white nights or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was most information about the surface withheld intentionally. So there's not much I know. I'm still worried that some of these tales were nonsense until I've seen them with my own eyes. too soon.
Those dots aren't even on the map. They're
No,
floating.
yeah, you can't. I can't draw on this thing appropriately, so I just kind of have to.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We understand.
All right. Second day you set off. Nothing happens overnight. In the before like noon, like in the morning as you're traveling, you guys can make perception checks.
7.
11.
Perception check. Let me roll.
Wait. Hold on.
Yeah,
No, that one's just as bad.
the owl could do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just rolled that one, and that one was lower.
I got a 16 just from the die roll alone. That's all I get.
I got 5.
You said perception, right?
Yeah.
I actually got pretty good. I got a 21.
Okay. Zashar, do you have disadvantage from it being?
Oh, I suppose I should.
Daylight?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. No, I rolled a 1 then.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah. Zeal, you've been kind of like maybe not actively perceiving. Maybe it would have been more of a passive perception, but you notice something that does make you kind of like glance off. You've been kind of like watching the various tracks of the
Yeah,
other.
I like to hot. Oh, we're on horses. Never mind.
Yeah, you're on horses. You've been watching, glancing. You're going kind of too fast to really perfectly watch them, but you'd kind of like almost counted like how many different recent tracks there were, and one of the horse tracks that you see have been watching goes off the road to the east.
Okay.
And yeah, and it just goes into like some trees and bushes, like not even onto like a trail, like and.
Does it look like the hooves got faster, like the speed of the horse is going quick, or was it just a normal trot?
You can't tell while you're going at the speed that you're at. If you stopped everybody and looked, you might be able to. But but if it's not alarming to you, I mean, it's up to you if you'd want to stop everybody or not.
I don't, because I don't even know. I don't think I was with them when they heard all that stuff.
What's
they
that?
told us.
Told you.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, otherwise, I don't know.
I did tell you, but it's your call.
Okay. I mean, I'll let you guys know that hey, some horse track. It looks like a horse track goes into the trees, but I'm not too concerned with it. So I'll just pass on the information. I'm not going to stop us. At least let them know. I'll let Amilda know because she's the one that talked about it.
Maybe we should peek into the trees.
It seems. I don't think we would lose too much by taking a little breather and seeing what's going on here.
Okay.
It's okay with you guys. I'd like to pause and see what's going on.
If
Yeah,
we
I'm
can
gonna
help
get
some
off
people,
my
we
horse.
should.
I'm gonna get off my horse.
Crowley, fly ahead a little bit.
I wanted to play with Crawley.
Okay. And maybe for the first time, you guys notice that Tars has a owl that's been following him, and he seems to command it by name.
And I will close my eyes and see what it sees.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Then
My
Tars
action.
seems to like stop and like concentrate on something. Okay. Yeah, like it's not hard at all to follow these tracks. They go maybe 100 feet or so off the road, and actually stop. The tracks, you seem to like lose sight of them.
That's odd. You just disappear? Does he
Well,
tell us that?
that's what you immediately see, like without further investigating it.
I'm thinking like a big griffin took it or something.
We should be on our guard here. It's suspicious.
My bow's ready.
I'll unsheath my sword.
Always suspicious.
Yeah, suspicious and dangerous.
Mm-hmm. And Tars, if you want to like take more time, like you could like stop and look around that area where the tracks end. But that's the first thing you notice.
Yeah, I think Crowley's gonna perch in a tree and just kind of
Examine.
look a little harder.
Okay, yeah, then you could actually roll. I guess it'd be investigation, or it might still be perception in this case because you're just standing and like looking around.
Okay. Perception is only an 11.
Okay. Well, All's a pretty good vision.
That's with his +3.
Yeah. You do see near where the tracks end, what looks like some blood in the grass. But yeah, no sign of a horse. You don't know where an entire horse could have disappeared to.
Will these animals stay here on the road if we leave them, or will they run off?
Your horses, you mean?
Yeah.
We tie him to a tree.
Or several trees, yeah.
Yeah, I suggest we do that and sneak into the forest on foot.
I agree.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
I'll use my own eyes so I can walk through the forest.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, you so you're all going into following the tracks?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And leaving the horses on the path?
Well, we said we would tie them,
Tie him
Right.
to a tree.
Like
Okay.
right at the edge of the tree line, perhaps.
Okay. Great. Yeah, you follow the tracks, get to where Crowley is waiting up in the tree, and you're all welcome to roll investigate.
Yes, investigation time.
Or to assist somebody if you'd rather not roll yourself.
Yeah, I'll assist.
So I've got a +5 investigation. So if you guys could, that'd be great.
I will
I got a
assist
+5
you.
as well.
Oh, very
I
nice.
got a
I have a 19.
I got a 16 total.
Those are actually better than my rolls.
Okay. Well, Tars, seeing them for yourself.
I'm gonna hide.
You're gonna hide?
While
Okay.
this is going on, yeah.
Okay. Seeing them for yourself, you're able to. I mean, you've already seen the area, so you're able to kind of hone in on a few other details that Crowley had seen, but like maybe wasn't perfectly focusing on.
Mm-hmm.
In one of the trees near where the tracks disappeared, maybe just like 6 feet, 4 or 5, 6 feet away from it, there are some large spikes in the tree, and they look like, by spikes they're not metal, they're like some sort of chitin, or definitely like an organic spike.
We should probably leave.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of this.
I'm gonna hide amongst the trees with a stealth check.
I already tried to do that, but I rolled poorly.
Okay.
I got a +8.
Okay.
So.
I'm hiding at 9.
Okay.
Total.
I got an 18.
Okay.
I love
So, where'd you go?
I don't want to take a defensive stand.
Well, yeah, as you kind of like take cover and like looking at the blood, it is mostly it's pretty much all dried, but it's it's still like just crusty on like the blades of grass and everything. You think if it had been there for several days, it would have degraded more. So this probably happened like maybe yesterday or last night.
Whatever it was.
And it's around that time you hear the cries of distress from your horses.
I figured. I knew that was coming.
Shit.
Well, let's hurry back.
We
there.
gotta run.
Run back.
Run back.
All right.
What?
You get back and 5 of your horses are there, but 1 is missing. But its bridle looks like it was ripped off, and you see tracks where it may have taken off running. And your other horses are all super spooked and like pulling on their bridle.
Let's get them away from the trees.
We need to calm these animals.
Time for some handle animal checks.
Yeah, I'll use a hand.
Yeah, animal handling. Wow.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd use this.
Maybe you should drink that potion.
No,
That only works on 1.
I'm saving for that for when something is trying to attack us. It's valuable.
Yeah.
But I'll help you. I will help.
Well, I've
assist
got
also.
an 11 on my animal handling check.
All right.
I got
Not mine.
a straight up 11.
Well, whose horse ran off is the question. You may not be able to really tell the difference between all your horses. Well, it's been
Wait,
what?
of
It's been
course we
probably
can
3 or
tell.
4 days. So.
I know which horse is mine.
All right. It was Diabroth's horse.
My horse! No! Alright.
So yeah, it's a simple. It's a relatively easy handle animal check for the other 5 of you if you want to settle down your horse and get.
Yeah, I got 11, so you're making a DC 10.
You probably had the biggest, meatiest horse.
I
So,
know.
makes
Probably.
sense.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
But we may have time to save it.
Can Crowley see anything off in the distance?
Not from right where you're standing.
But if he flies a little ways and then flies back to me.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
we can follow the tracks of the missing horse, right?
Right.
Yes, you can. Yeah. Did anyone get below a 10 on handle animal?
No.
No.
I got a 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I got an 11.
Okay. In
I
that case,
got 11 too.
everybody but Diabroth, you're able to settle down your horse and get mounted. Diabroth, you can like take off running if you want.
I start running right as soon as I know my horse is gone.
Okay.
So
Great.
I'm running.
Okay.
So I guess we'll be catching up with you. Diabroth, I thought we said something about. Oh man. Charging ahead.
I want my horse. I know you guys are gonna catch up. You're on horses.
All right. So let's throw it on a map here.
I'll slow down if we can. I guess. Do
I can run. I know horses are quicker than me, but I can run 90 feet a turn.
Do I think a horse can carry 2 people?
I'm a freaking lightweight, so a horse could probably carry 2 of us.
Yeah, for a short distance, maybe. Maybe not like all day.
Well, I'll hop on Zeal's horse with him.
Yeah. A dragon boy with me. I have nicknames for all of you.
Make haste.
Just find a map that is appropriate. I think this one is fine. Okay. Well, it's not very far. I mean, it happened just so immediately that it's maybe 100 feet ahead of you. You do see the horse collapsed, but not sure if it's dead or not. And standing over it is a strange, large creature with wings.
Oh, what is this?
And I gotta find a token for it. And it looks like it's got it, it's biting it and trying to kill it.
No.
And I think it is actually one of these ones that's available. It's in here.
You guys had to go the short route.
Oh.
Yeah, roll initiative.
How far away are you right now?
Let's see. I'm not sure if our measured movement is accurate on this map. I think this is the map ratio where we had an issue with that. Yeah, let's see. It looks like 5 feet is probably... Oh, yeah, this is the one where 5 feet is 1 inch. So... I said you were going to be like 100 feet away. So that is... How many inches? It was easier when 1 inch is 0.5. Here, we'll just scale you up so 0.5 is 5 feet. So then he would be 50 inches away, I think. Yeah, so I'll put him over here.
Big. It's eating a horse.
It was that hungry.
I've been that hungry before. There just weren't any horses around at the time.
Didn't you just eat a horse yesterday? Wow.
I've eaten a horse burger.
Alright, let's look at our initiatives. Oh, these are some mostly very low initiatives.
Better than mostly low saving throws.
Yeah. Zeal, 11.
No, and I just got a boost in my dexterity, so it's like, come on. I got an extra +1.
And this thing... Okay. Well, Jay, you're up first.
We're still on
That's
horseback too, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, actually,
What
Jay
can I?
is.
What does that do?
Well, let's see. What is the speed of a horse? I don't know how mounted combat works at all in 5th ed.
We're gonna find out.
And we're about to.
Well, they're not. Yeah, we're gonna find out. Well, they're not combat steeds, right? So you probably have to make like a handle animal check just to make them move or something.
Yeah, that's
Or
what
is
it
it
was
only
in
an
the
off-
previous. Wow, riding horse is a speed of 60 feet.
We might want to move
Okay.
up a little closer before we get.
And I'd say just heading towards it for the first round when you're still like 100 feet away, you could probably get your 60 feet closer before it would get like really spooked.
Okay, well, I'll do that for sure. And then, what is dismounting an action or?
I don't know if it's an action. I think you could probably hop off as yeah, I don't know if the 60 feet is you. I think that's your move, right? So, it could just be at the end of your movement. You could hop off the horse if you want.
Yep. Okay. Well, and then I guess I'll move my 30 feet towards this thing.
Yeah. Do you combine your movement and do you get your movement and does the horse have its own movement?
That would make sense. It's its own creature.
Well, no, I mean, I'm assuming that would be my action. Otherwise, you would be getting.
Right. Right.
See.
Your action was. Just
So I'm not planning to do anything after I move the 90 feet.
Here we go. Okay. Let's just read this mounted.
It's 181,
combat stuff.
181 to 182 is where we should look.
Yeah. Once during your move, you can mount a creature or dismount. Doing so costs an amount of movement equal to half of your speed. Okay.
Then you can move down.
Controlling amount. While you're mounted, you have 2 options. Let's see. So we'll say it's trained and accepts a rider. Its initiative matches yours. It has 3 options: dash, disengage, and dodge. A controlled mount can move and act even on the turn you mount it. Okay. In either case, so I guess you would give it. You could tell it as like a free action to take the dash action. Wow, does that mean it could move double its speed? let's just say you tell it to move, and then you would have your movement after that, which is if you're dismounting, you could move another 15 feet on top of that as your move, and then you would still have your action bonus action left.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
That feels like an exploit, but okay. And wait, so how big is this thing?
Yeah, actually, I mean, it doesn't mention controlling the out. Oh, it has 3 action options. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it should be your action. It's not super clear. Are you reading this too, Nick?
No, I don't have it pulled up. Other Nick.
So this is on page 198 of the PHB, upper right corner. Doing so costs an amount of movement equal to half your speed. Okay. Controlling amount.
Just logically, that doesn't make any sense.
So you can either control it or allow it to act independently.
It doesn't make any sense if you. There's no way you can in 6 seconds like go as much as you can on a horse, then jump off the horse and run further.
That's true.
And end up
there's
farther ahead than somebody who just stayed on the horse would be.
That's true. I guess that half of your speed would be if you kept your mount in place, hopped off, and then moved.
It says it moves as you direct it, and it only has 3 action options: dash, disengage, and dodge. So you use its move to. So you moved forward with it, and then since you're getting off, maybe you don't give it any more options since you were getting off of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like I use
any actions.
Yeah, I feel like I use its move as my move, and then I use like a second move as my regular action to dismount and move forward the rest of it.
That sounds right to me too, because then you
Sure.
move. It's like on the horse, you could dash and move 120, but instead you're moving 60, and then you're moving just a little bit more.
All right. The question is, do you have any actions left by the time you end up here?
I don't think so.
I believe he does, because by dismounting, you're using an amount of movement equal to half your speed. So it's not like you take an action called dismount. You just use part of your move to do that.
But does controlling the mount to do something take your action?
Yeah. Maybe it does. Shoot, they explain this really poorly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know, Mike. You're gonna have to make a call, or
like, I mean,
or we can figure it out
it's
later.
not like while riding a horse, the only thing you can do is move, right? Like, you could like shoot an arrow off the horse. You could probably attack. I feel like you're still gonna have your action. So, like, if you had you wanted to take your bow out and like, take a shot,
Yeah.
dismounting,
I suppose that is the advantage of the horse, is that like it can move while you're doing something else
yeah.
with your hands. Okay. I don't think I'm going to do anything though, because I want to have my shield out
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. If you're
as this thing comes towards me. So
Sure,
I've
if
got my
you're in-
shield and my hand axe out.
yeah, if you're in if you want to be prepared for melee, then yeah, you're not attacking this round.
Battle axe.
You could ready an attack if it moves up to you.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
All right. Then it's then it is Zeal.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm gonna see. Let me look at this map. It went away. Jesus, it's all. You said we're 100 feet away?
Yeah, and Dybroth, you're probably a ways back, unfortunately.
I thought I jumped on Zeal's.
It was on my
Oh,
horse.
that's right. We said you could jump on was it Zeal's horse?
It was on my
Yeah.
horse.
Okay, great. Then you're both.
Well, I'm jumping off my horse now,
Okay.
and I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay.
Longbows are 150 feet, so we're 100 feet away.
Okay. There is some tree cover. It's just going to be a +2 AC.
Okay. Oh, that's a miss.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I get plus. Yeah, 10. So yeah, I don't think a 10 hits.
Okay. Its turn. It is aware of you guys all rushing towards it. It drops the horse and it roars at you. And it is going to take flight, but it's going to stay over the horse. It's just going like maybe 20 feet up in the air. And wow, that is long range. It's going to whip its tail, and a bunch of spikes come flying off of it and shoot at Jay.
Oh no!
Good thing you kept the shield up.
Oh man. Well, my armor class is now 19 with a new breastplate, so.
Okay. Well, your shield and your fancy breastplate get a whole bunch of spikes impaled into them, but they don't go deep enough to hit your skin.
Yeah. Thanks for the loan,
Right.
guys.
Oh, you clearly. I'm glad it's already being put to good use.
Oh wait, sorry. It can make multiple attacks.
Oh,
So it also.
Damn
Okay, sorry. First 2 barrages miss, or miss / go into your armor. Then 1 actually does pierce through.
How many total spikes is this? Each attack is a barrage of spikes?
It has a limited number of spikes, which I will keep track of.
Damn.
It hits you for 6 damage.
Oh yeah, that's not that bad. Am I poisoned or anything?
Nope. Well, not that you're aware.
Alright. Okay, great.
They hurt. Great. Then it is Tars.
How far away am I currently?
100 feet.
Range-wise.
100 feet distance plus he's 20 feet up in the air.
Well, I can hit that.
Yes, you can.
I'll move closer, but I'll
Do you want to stay on your
fire
horse?
Eldritch Blast at.
Are you staying on your horse?
No. I'm gonna get off my horse and move my 15 feet.
Okay. So let's see here. 5 to. Alright, that's not very far.
Wait. Oh, I have. Hold on. What did I go up to? +6, 14.
So well, because of the like, there is a large tree here, and here.
Okay.
Which I probably should put some sort of tokens there. I'd say you got because he was able to hit Jay without issue. I'd say you've got a good line on him, and it actually does hit him. So you can roll damage.
Oh, sweet. 8 damage.
All right. Excellent. Then it's Diebroth.
well, I'm gonna take Zeal's horse and say, I'll return her, and
Okay.
I'll go 60 feet
Okay.
and hop off. Say, hey, Jay.
I realize my inches are wrong. He should be another. To there. Okay.
Boy, am I glad to see you.
How far away is it from me?
40 feet over and 20 feet up.
Wonder if I could take a shot at it with this crossbow.
Ooh.
It's a 100-foot range.
Yeah, you could.
All right. I will shoot. 19.
Yeah.
Oh, I rolled a 1, so 2 damage.
Oh.
It does not
Oh,
burst
man.
into flames.
That's not very good. Okay.
You don't have 1 dexterity. It's just the +1 from their bow.
No, I have a +0.
Okay, just making sure. Okay, cool.
All right. Imelda.
Okay.
Oh,
So if I take my horse 60 feet, will I be within 60 feet of the creature?
yes.
Great. I'm going to go there and bust out a shatter spell.
Ooh.
So please make a Constitution save, DC 14.
Okay. Fail.
A sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of choice within range. So I'm going to center it on the target. The creature will take 3d8 thunder damage on this failed save.
Oh.
Wow.
I didn't roll so great though. Only nine thunder damage.
Okay.
A creature made of inorganic material such as stone, crit metal has advantage on a non-manageable object that isn't being worn or carried also takes the damage. Yeah, so it's just this strike of thunderous energy.
Wow. Shatter actually does damage now, huh?
I'm also going to, if you don't consider, like, this might be considered part of the move or something, but I kind of want to just like get a handle on the bridle of the one, like the horse that Jay got off. I really don't want more of these horses like spooking and running away.
Yeah.
But it's up to you to determine if that's feasible, or maybe I was too busy casting the spell or whatever.
And if you intended to move right up next to Jay's horse, that could probably be like your interact with object to try and grab the bridle. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Sure.
Thanks.
All right, then finally, Zashar.
All right. Well, I am gonna move the horse 60 feet forward as well,
Okay.
and then get off of it.
Okay.
And I would love to fight this thing with my sword, but I don't. I'm like, I'm going to have to rely on this cursed fickle magic again.
Mm-hmm.
Shashar curses a little bit, and I will attempt to eldritchly blast it.
Okay.
I hit armor class 13.
Then your magic fails you.
That's just as expected. Yeah, he's getting angry about it, but so be it.
All right. Back to Jay.
All right, I'll move 30 feet forward. So pretty much under it.
Okay.
And I should be close to the horse, right? Like 5 feet away?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right. How does the horse look?
Well, the horse, I guess, is like 10 feet. That's about 10 feet away. It, why don't you roll?
Yeah,
you can roll a medicine check. It's just more of a visual thing. It's probably more perception, but hey, medicine never gets used. Let's use it.
I think it would be the same either way, so I got an 11.
Yeah.
Okay. You see it like cough. It's still alive, but I mean, it's unconscious. It's probably at 0 hit points.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take a defensive action, I guess.
Okay. Then it's Zeal.
All right. Well, I mean, I'll move. I'm not in tabletop, so you have to move me. I'll move 30 feet closer.
Okay. Let's see. That is 15 inches.
That's 30 feet? Oh.
I was thinking, like, okay, well, I mean, that's fine. So if that's 30 feet, then I'm just gonna shoot it again.
Yeah, so you're like 66 feet away from it.
Okay, yeah, I should have been about 70 feet with that. So yeah, that's about right. If you doubled that.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, did you see that? The controller. I rolled a 20.
There it is. I see it.
Oh.
I'm guessing. Oh no, he's more than 5 feet away. So, are we flipping the card? Or are we just gonna double?
Oh yeah. Where do I have the cards out? I think I do. Yeah. Let's do it. This is piercing, right?
Well, ranged. Yeah, that's a piercing.
You nicked an artery, bleed damage. I don't think bleed actually exists in this.
Oh well, I mean, 2d6 is pretty much my sneak attack, so
Yeah.
whatever. It's like a sneak attack.
Yeah.
Do 7, 9. So I did 13. Oh yeah, 13 damage.
Nice crit. Okay. Yeah, it's got a bunch of bloody wounds on it, but it's not looking like it's gonna run yet.
I don't want it to run. I want to kill it.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to bring it. Get down here on the ground and fight like a.
Yeah,
I
and
wanna
as a
try
matter
to
of
see if
fact,
I
since
horse
Jay,
again.
since Jay is like approaching his kill, it's going to come down and attack you.
Yeah. Get on my level.
And you said you're ready to attack, right?
Yeah, Nick took the dodge action.
I'm doing the defensive action.
You
this
did the
time,
dodge
yeah.
action. Great.
Probably should have reversed that order on these 2 turns, but whatever.
All right, so it is going to try and bite you and also do 2 claw attacks. And they're all at disadvantage, right? Because you're dodging.
Is that what dodge does? I don't even know.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, great.
Wow. Okay. Its first roll is a 1 and a 20. So that's a 1.
It gets the critical miss.
It does.
Yes.
I take the lore.
All right, it's going to only get you with a single claw attack. For 8 damage.
Let's see what the critical miss does first.
This thing hits pretty hard.
If it goes unconscious or something because it hit its head.
Con damage. Don't pick at it. Well, it probably doesn't have any major effect of that.
What? Wait, what was it for the critical miss?
Don't pick at it. 1 con damage. Constitution damage.
Oh.
Does it lose
Okay.
hit points because of that, and then it dies?
It doesn't damage itself, no.
Oh. Okay.
Well, yeah, maybe, I don't know. Maybe one of his spikes pokes him, but it doesn't do any actual damage. And he's also gonna, like, he, like, roars maybe in frustration, or you're not sure what. But it's like, it's not just right at you, he, like, roars up in the air.
Oh man, we need to kill this thing fast and get out of here.
That's not good.
Then
Yeah, we don't
it's
want to fly away.
Tars. Tars is up. Oh, so it's oh yeah, we're just about at 10 o'clock.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was muted.
Yep.
I'm going to move up my 30 feet, and how far away does that leave me?
That is about 50 feet, 52 feet.
Perfect. I'm going to cast Mind Spike, Wisdom save 14.
Ooh.
New spell, nice.
Fails. What happens?
3d8 psychic damage,
Okay.
2, 8, 6. So 16 damage.
Holy
Nice.
Wow.
And on a failed save, I also always know the target's location until the spell ends, but only while on the same plane of existence.
Okay.
So nothing that matters, but yeah.
Is this going to continue to damage it?
No. It's just damage one time, but I did 16 damage, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
If it runs away, you'll be able to follow it if you want to.
Yes.
But it says until the spell ends.
Up to an hour.
Yeah, concentrate
So,
on it.
but you're not concentrating on it, but you still get to know its location. That's awesome.
We'll find its lair, we'll hunt it down.
Cool. All right, Diabroth.
I'll move up 30.
Okay. That I think you can actually get up
Almost
to it then.
range.
Oh, these are 2 feet, so you'd be within 3 feet of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 feet.
Oh.
Well, let's see.
It was 16.9, so that would have been 1.9.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
so that's
still.
two-
I think you're just like 10 feet away. Unfortunately.
Okay.
What?
Then
2 feet an inch. That's what you've been doing the entire time.
Can you get next to me? Can you shield me?
well, how close am I to Jay right now?
Yeah, you could have ended up here, like right behind him.
Okay. Yeah, I'll stay as close to Jay as I can.
Okay.
You can just touch him.
All right, then.
How close am I to the horse?
He's like right on top of the horse right now.
Okay.
Your horse, yeah. Imelda.
We're gonna do the old bonus action spell plus cantrip. Bonus action is I'm gonna healing word Jay. So Jay, please regain. Sorry, I need to find it. It's a D8. Oh no, sorry. Healing word is only a D4. You'll regain 7 points, and I'm also doing a vicious mockery on the creature. And I can do this because this is only a cantrip that is with a cost of with the casting time of 1 action. So it'll make a wisdom save. This time DC will be 14.
Ooh, it fails.
Great. It takes 1 psychic damage, and its next attack is at disadvantage.
Okay.
It's not doing so well on the saves.
Yeah, it's not rolled above a 10. Zashar.
So how far away from it am I?
You are that amount inches doubled, so 35 feet.
Damn it. Well,
You
I'm
can get
gonna.
within 5 feet.
Huh?
You can get within 5 feet.
I'm gonna dash, and I'm gonna move around to the other side of it to flank it around Jay. Yeah,
Okay.
Nice.
with my sword. And
Watch out for that tail.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm debating if I wanna.
Yeah, but this way you guys will get AOs if it tries to fly away.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to rage just yet.
Okay.
It's such a precious resource that I can only do 3 times a day.
Okay. And in that case, it's.
But wait a minute.
Okay.
But maybe I do because if I do, it'll take automatic fire damage, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Is raging? Oh, is rage like a bonus action?
Yes.
Okay.
Although I don't know if they take the damage on my turn or their turn. It doesn't. It's not explicit about that.
Where is the rule you're talking about? That ability?
It's just on the website on the
Oh.
What's the ability called?
storm aura desert. It says you gain a 10-foot aura effect when you start your rage as a bonus action on each of your turns. When this effect is activated, all other creatures in your aura take 2 actions. Okay, so when I first activate my rage, and as a bonus action on each turn, I can activate it.
Okay. Yeah. So, it would
yes,
happen.
I will rage and I will activate it, so it takes 2
Isn't
fire
that gonna
damage.
help?
Wait, doesn't that hurt the horse and me, or is it?
Oh,
It
enemies?
does hurt the horse.
I suppose it would, wouldn't it? I better not. I want to. No, I won't. Yeah, you're right. I'd kill the horse. So no rage. No
Okay.
rage.
What a kind DM to make sure you were aware of that.
All right, then it's Jay.
Okay. So for the flanking bonus, we don't actually need to be on opposite sides, right? Or do we?
It is.
You do. It's for the +1. Yeah, you need to be on opposite sides, more or less.
We
Since
do.
it's large, you have a little bit of leeway. Like you could move like 5 over probably each way.
Okay, I am gonna move 5 then, so I'm slightly. Well, no, the other way, I think.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see. All right, then I'm gonna attack this thing.
Okay.
My axe. 16.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna turn. Okay, so this is an ability I can activate after I hit with my superiority dice. I'm gonna turn it into a pushing attack. So I add the D8. Let me see. So the regular damage here is 13, and it has to make a strength save. Well, it's large or smaller, right? It's not like a huge creature or something.
It's
okay.
large.
So it has to make a strength save 13 or be pushed 15 feet.
Whoa.
So I didn't want to push him directly into Zishar.
It got exactly 13.
Oh, damn.
It has failed every other save that it's had to make.
I know. I was hoping to get it away from the horse.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to burn my action surge and make another attack.
All right. Wait, how much damage was the first one, or is it not dealing damage?
Oh, it dealt damage, 13.
13 damage? Okay.
Yep.
It looks raw.
Yeah, because I get to add the D8 superiority die to the damage as well as trying to push it.
Okay.
Okay. So here's the second attack. Yep, that's 21 this time.
All right.
So I think I can do another pushing attack. I don't think this superiority die is like limited to 1 per turn.
No, it's not.
Okay. So 2d8 again for damage. Oof, that might just kill it outright. That's 17 damage.
Whoa.
Yes, it is.
Fighters be fighting.
Yes.
And I'm guessing 15
And
away from the horse.
Wait, can I still try and push it so it doesn't like collapse right on the horse?
That's what I was thinking. And yeah, I guess he's gonna fail his save, so he gets knocked away from it doesn't crush the like dying horse.
Yes.
I run up and use a point of lay on hands on the horse.
Okay. Great. Yeah, that's a success. You save the horse, and I think we'll have to end it there because we're over time.
That's
but
awesome.
yeah.
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 I think
What a fight.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that means it levels up if you haven't already.
Yeah.
I am not leveled up already, yeah. And I guess it depends if more creatures are coming. But
no,
yeah.
you can level up because you're gonna there is some XP for finding and destroying the eggs, for saving the prisoners, and for this manticore. So.
Oh, okay. So I would have leveled up before. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would have had that for this fight, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Cool. Well, nicely done, everyone. It's we're on the road. That's kind of fun. And next week we should make it to the capital.
All right.
The story progresses.
You guys have a good week. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks everyone. That was fun.
That was awesome.
Covered a lot of ground this session, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Cool. All right.
All right.
We'll catch you all
Bye, guys.
next time.
All right. Later, guys.